It opened.
We should get back to the Flore warehouse then.
Huh? What was that? Hey, wait. Did you guys hear something?
What?
I said I thought Kay was pretty. You didn't hear it? It came from over there. It sounds like something turning on. See? I told you. This screen wasn't on before.
You're right. Guess it was set to turn on when we opened the door.
It
I have
looks
my
like
passwords
an
here.
authentication screen. I think we need to put in an ID and a password.
Okay, I have 2 of them.
Yeah, but what?
I have an idea. That was when I noticed the illustration. But there's only one lion. The lion is eating the sun. The lion is eating the sun. The lion is eating the... Memento mori. Remember death. If the 9th lion ate the sun. Oh, huh, interesting. Is this the 9th one? Oh, of course. This was the real 9th lion. But if that was the case... Ah, geez, that one was painful. Alice killing herself, or trying to. Huh? What timeline was that? Okay, I'm gonna try Kurashiki. And pass would be Jumpy Doll. Fingers crossed? Nice. Easy. Easy so far. Don't ask how I know that.
Sigma!
Yep.
Look!
Oh, hello. You're...
Akane. Her name is Akane Kurashiki. They've been looking for her for a very long time.
Yep, Monkus indeed. He walked toward her. Slowly, carefully, almost as if he was afraid of scaring her away. He reached out.
She's a hologram.
Tenmyoji squeezed his eyes shut. Wait! I saw the director before, right? She looks nothing like Kaneda. Man, age really hit her. I mean, yeah. She has white hair now, so I'm guessing she's in grandma age. Just like Tenmyoji could be Junpei, right? Junpei's last name could be Tenmyoji. Maybe, or maybe it's just a fake name. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say, yeah, I saw the director, right? In the director's office? Like, someone talked to me. Who was that? Was that Zero? Did we see the actual person, or was it just like a silhouette? I don't remember. I don't remember. Okay.
Akane.
He closed his hand around empty air and let it fall to his side. There was a moment of sad silence, and then she began to speak.
I see you finally arrived. I've been waiting for you.
So is this a video?
Well, I suppose that's slightly inaccurate.
There you go.
What you see now is a holographic message I recorded before you came here.
Yes.
Unfortunately, this means I will not be able to answer your questions, at least not directly. I hope you will understand.
I understand.
Now, where to begin?
Jeez Louise.
You probably have a great
I didn't
many
expect that.
questions. What day is it? Where are we? Who is Zero? And what does he have to do with Akane Kurashiki?
Yeah, I guess so.
But I imagine there is one question that rises above all the others. Why were we brought here?
To save the world from Radical 6. Eh?
The answer to that is simple. Everything that has happened here is part of our plan. All of this was required for the success of the AB project.
The AB
I
project.
assume
What
you've
the?
heard the name by now, at
Yes.
least.
Well, I mean, not project. Wait a minute.
In any event, you were all needed in order to execute our plan. The nonary game was necessary for the same reason. Your question now, I imagine, is just what is this AB project?
Yeah?
The answer to that is also simple.
Okay.
Allow me to explain. We created the AB project for one purpose. To transport the consciousnesses of two people into the past. Those two people are you, Sigma,
And Phi.
Phi.
Oh, hello. Sorry, Tenmyoji. You're kind of left out there. What do you mean, the past? She can't hear you, Sigma. The moment the words were out of my mouth, I realized no one there could answer the question. Not Phi, not Tenmyoji, and certainly not a pre-recorded hologram.
Have you figured out what this room is?
Now people know, yeah. Or Tenmyoji knows. Have you figured out what this room is?
I assume you saw the Q on the door.
Yes.
It stands for quantum.
Science stuff, alright.
That makes this the quantum room.
It took me a moment to realize she'd changed subjects without even pausing. There was nothing we could do, of course, but I still felt a twinge of frustration.
Take a look at the rear of the room. Do you see that large enclosure? That houses our quantum computer. The systems that control this entire facility
Oh.
run on that machine.
Oh.
That includes the construct you refer to as Zero Junior, as well as the golems.
Luna.
All of them do their thinking in that box. Isn't that strange, though? It seems contrary to how we perceive the world.
How so?
The body, the thing that you see and interact with, is somewhere else.
Yes.
But the mind and all its thoughts are in this box.
Yeah?
Perhaps it isn't so strange, though.
No, it's just like using Bluetooth.
Perhaps humans are the same, with our minds and thoughts existing separate from our bodies.
Yeah, I remember Lotus saying something about that. The screen of a computer and the actual hardware.
Our core is in our head, of course. We all have individual brains, think individual thoughts, and act according to individual wills.
Yes.
That makes communication difficult, though. So, we're forced
I guess
to
so.
rely on inefficient mediums,
Can
like
you-
language, photographs, non-verbal cues, etc., to transmit information.
Can you imagine if there was like a thing where everyone would think into it and then we wouldn't have to communicate? How boring it would be? Would it be boring? Would it be just faster? Wait, no. So everything we would think, the others would know, right? But then, no, wait, we would all think the same thing. No, we would all be individuals. Wait, so there's Zero Junior, sorry. Does Zero Junior know what Luna thinks? Because if he doesn't, then they still need to communicate through language, right?
Each one of us is an individual, and we have no
Just be
direct
regular
connection to
communication except in your
anyone
head.
else.
Telepathy, poggers, would it? Yeah, I'm like thinking if like two hardwares communicate with one another. Like let's say your Wi-Fi and your tablet, right? They are autonomous but still controlled. I see. Cause yeah, I was like, There's a Wi-Fi and there's a tablet, and they don't need to talk, and they send like crazy amount of information really quickly. And I was able to hack the system without being stopped by Zero Jr. You're right. You're right. Yeah, if he knew, then he would have stopped her.
But is that really true? In the dimensions we are most familiar with, yes, it is. If we look at things from another higher dimension, however, we may all be connected after all, like the branches of a tree.
Okay, stop with the comparison. Just tell me.
Rhizome. Imagine a horizontal cross-section of the root system of a large tree. All you can see are the spots where the roots intersect the plane of your cross-section. In the two dimensions
I
you
didn't
see,
get that.
the roots all appear to be individual things with no connection to one another. But this isn't the case. If you expand your view and look at the root system in 3 dimensions, instead
Wasn't
of
that a
only
Lola?
2, you see the truth. All the roots join together at the trunk. In 2 dimensions, they appear to be separate.
I don't understand how this is 2-dimension. Rainbow root, yeah.
But if you look at the roots from a 3rd higher dimension, you see
I don't
things
know.
that might appear to be separate from
Okay,
one
let's say,
another in 3
sure,
dimensions
sure.
could be connected to one another if you look at them in 4 dimensions.
Okay.
Doesn't that at least seem like it could be a possibility?
But like, when you go watch a movie at like Disney and it's in 4-dimension, you just get sound. Or wait, no. Your like seat moves. You always get sound in movies. No, in 4-dimension,
That
your
is
seat
how
moves and then you get like sprayed with water and stuff like that, right? And there's smell maybe? Or is that 5-dimension? Whatever. Leave that as how human consciousness is.
Well, I'm not the only one, I suppose. Zero and I share that belief.
Just
What's the
marketing to-
genetic field theory?
Extra crap, yeah. You get sound in 4th dimension, yes. Genius, Taco. Oh, hello. How do you know this? Zero and I share that belief. Tenyoji mumbled something that sounded like nonsense. I opened my mouth to ask him what he meant, but Akane was already talking again.
Now, when I talk about a 4th
4th dimension.
dimension,
The referred to would be like being able to see every frame of the movie reel at the same time. I see. She's Louise. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. Yo, okay, I get it. Yeah.
I'm referring to the 4th dimension used in Minkowski space-time. Let's start with a single dimension, where all that exists is a point. Connect points to one another, and you have a line. In 1 dimension, the only surface you can create is that, a line.
Yes.
But move to 2 dimensions and create more lines, and you can create shapes. These are 2-dimensional surfaces. Move up to 3 dimensions, and you can connect these shapes to one another and form 3-dimensional objects.
Yes.
Now you have a 3-dimensional surface, which encompasses.
Yeah, I
all
remember
of
seeing that theory
space.
actually in my math class.
Connect 3-dimensional objects to one another, and you form a 4-dimensional object, which encompasses a volume of both space and time. It is on that 4th dimensional axis that our minds are connected. If that was true, then what would prevent anyone from sending their consciousness backward or forward in time?
Well, I can't really disagree with her because, you know, it sort of happened.
That theory is the foundation of the AB project. The A represents after, and the B represents before.
So not ambidexed? Ambidex? I feel cheated.
It probably sounds silly to you. A ridiculous story made up by a mad old woman. But look at what's happened to you. You've seen many different worlds and timelines, haven't you, Sigma? And what about you, Phi?
Yeah, what
I
about
know
you, Phi?
have too. Am I wrong? Tenmyoji should know what I'm talking about as well.
Tenmyoji's included,
I
poggers!
believe you experienced something very similar nearly half a century ago.
Nearly half a century ago, so he should be like 60-ish. 60, 70.
You sent your consciousness to the past to help save a little girl's life.
So he is Jumpy!
It was a long time ago, but perhaps you still remember.
Yeah, of course I do. How can I forget? That little girl was you, Akane.
And she is okay, yeah. June. Suddenly it felt like Phi and I were outsiders trespassing on something we had no right to see. Tenmyoji's face was taut with emotion as he looked into Akane's eyes. It seemed almost like she was looking back at him.
Now, unfortunately, my time is up. The final stage of
feels
the
bad.
project will begin very soon. I need to go prepare. The next time we meet,
Should be aged
I
horribly,
can
but at the same
tell
time
you
it's
the
pretty
rest of
healthy.
the story.
Yeah. Also, the outside world is doomed, right? The next time we meet?
So come and find me. I'll be waiting. One last thing.
As in the past, or?
The cat in the box.
Yeah, Schrodinger's cat.
Is it alive? Or is it dead?
And I'm guessing the cat in the box is the outside world, right? She's dead unless if she's not dead. Yeah, I don't remember in this route if she's dead or not. For 67, he looks great. Yeah, he does. No, he is not dead here. Or she, we didn't find her body here. Because I remember doing this one first, this one second, and in the second one, there was no dead person.
Sigma,
Yes,
Phi. You will decide.
I
its
answered
fate.
even though she can't hear me.
Goodbye.
We will decide the fate of the world, of the cat. And if she
Wait.
is dead in this route, she might not be dead. Look at Luna, we thought she died and she turns out to be a frickin' robot. Yeah, but Akane's not a robot.
Akane, wait!
Oh, Tenmyoji.
How do you know he's saying that?
I can almost see you. You don't need to worry. Everything is going to be okay. I will see you again one day. I promise.
In the afterlife.
But I'm going to have to ask you to wait just a little longer.
Does that mean Tenmyoji's gonna die soon?
Wait. Akane!
She can't hear you. And then she was gone. She could totally be a robot, make a clone of herself. But at that point, Akane's dead, right? Like it's just a replica. Tenmyoji collapsed to his knees, his back hunched and shaking. I guess if it's like an exact replica, what's the difference, right? Except that, you know, she's a robot and all that. Saw tears laying on the white-knuckled fists he pressed against his thighs. Rip. I kept quiet. What was there to say? Phi and I looked at one another and nodded silently. With a shaking hand, Tenmyoji pulled a photograph out of his pocket. Here was a picture of a girl. After all that we'd been through, her smile was enough to break your heart. Her replica died in her stead. But then why? Why did she clone her? Oh, wait. What? So, like, she cloned herself and then told her replica to take the blow? blow. We made our way to the warehouse on floor A and met up with the others. It only took a few minutes to decide to head to the infirmary. Everyone's dead on the floor, and we're like, uh-oh. As soon as we arrived, we began to treat Alice and Quark for Radical 6. I gave Luna the accelerator that I'd found in the Q room. She quickly prepared it and... The two not married? I shipped Jumpy and June. I'm guessing Jumpy... So, from what I understand, right? They never found Akane. Nor Santa. There you go. Injected Alice and Quark, yes.
Thank goodness. It will take some time for them to recover completely,
What about Dio? Who's Dio?
but they should be fine. Good.
And who's Kay and who am I?
Indeed.
Thank you, Luna.
And why is Clover still so young and Alice?
And thanks for finding the medicine, you guys. Thank you so much.
Don't sweat it.
No need to thank us.
Tenyoji said nothing, just walked over to Quark's unconscious body. He took the small boy's hand in his own and held it tight. I could see tears at the corners of his eyes as he turned away from us. Clover can't age, Kappa. No, it's like... Suddenly I remembered Dio. Where had he gone? It didn't take me long to find him. Ha! Sucker. He was sprawled unconscious on the floor beneath the sink. Handcuffs.
Oh, we found those in the crew quarters. Before you returned, we went to check on the bomb in room 2, and we found them there.
Or whatever.
Of course, the bomb was indeed turned off.
Yes,
Thank you again for dealing with them.
no problem.
You are, quite literally, lifesavers.
I mean,
You
if you
have
keep
my
going,
eternal gratitude.
I'm probably blushing now. Wait. Does that compliment come from me? Am I complimenting myself? I cuffed awkwardly and looked pointedly around the room. Should you, like, lock both hands so you can't try to reach anything? Yeah. I glanced over at Fi to see what she was doing. To see she was doing the same thing. Damn, we're socially awkward. After that, we headed back to the Floor A warehouse to play the AB game. Specifically, me, Fi, Kay, and Luna. Clover and Tenmyoji decided to remain in the infirmary, just in case something happened with Alice, Quark, or Dio. Luna would represent Clover's team. With Quark and Dio sleeping, Kay would represent their team by default, which left me, Fi, and Tenmyoji. You should vote.
No, I'll let you handle it. I chose Betray in the last round. You probably don't trust me right now.
Mr. Proligo must eat okie dokes, goodbye. How would I not trust her? But that doesn't matter now.
Excuse me. I apologize for interrupting, but I think you should be the one to vote in the next round fight.
Why?
You already have 9 BP. There's no reason for you to choose Betray now.
Huh? Wait. Is this the end where... Oh, I see. So this is the route where she was telling me all about the Schrodinger's cat. Okay. Okay, I see.
You see?
Hey, you're acting like I might actually try and betray her.
Not necessarily.
It's just the risk is lower, right?
What does it matter what he's suggesting? We're almost there. We just have to play the AB game 3 more times.
Jesus.
Then we can all get 9 points. But that means each representative has to choose ally all 3 times.
Yes. Who's lowest? Alice and Luna? Right, Luna got betrayed and then probably allied with someone. I see. Same with Alice, huh? And same with Tenmyoji. The 3 solos. I'm at 4. Because Fi betrayed me. Yeah.
Okay, I'll vote. You sure you're alright with this, Sigma?
Yeah. I trust you. I handed her the star key.
Shall we open the doors?
I felt like something was wrong here. This one hasn't moved. Because she wasn't murdered. Correct? So I need to talk with Luna. Dang it. Hey, it feels good not to have to vote.
An ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
Oh, right. We have to wait for the deadline.
Oh, well, we could vote earlier, but then each voter would be stuck inside the AB room for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to the infirmary then.
I agree.
We need to keep an eye on everyone. Because if you go to the ambidex room, open the door, go inside, and then hit start, the door will close and no one will know that you went in.
Please, lead the way.
Do not case it off toward the yellow door. I was about to follow when...
Hold on. I just remembered something.
What?
The AB room on the left. In one of the other histories, she...
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. Akane's body was in there. I need to speak with Luna! What does this mean? Why didn't we find her body this time?
Maybe because she wasn't murdered.
But how? When did history change?
Do you remember what Akane said?
The cat in the box.
Yeah.
Is it alive? Or is it dead?
The box would be the room in this case?
Sigma. Fine. You will decide its fate.
The Schrodinger's cat thing.
Exactly.
I wonder what she meant about us deciding its fate.
Perhaps she was saying her own fate wasn't decided yet.
Huh?
The history where she's alive and the history where she's murdered are both real right now.
What? No, that's impossible. We've already opened the box. We opened the door to this AB room and there was nobody.
No, we haven't opened the box.
Are you serious?
We haven't found a body, but we haven't found her alive yet either.
Oh, okay. I thought she meant no one actually went into that AB room.
In other words, we haven't actually observed her. The hologram was a recording from before this game started.
The next time we meet, I can tell you the rest of the story. So come and find me. I'll be waiting.
Where? Where was Akane now? Where was she waiting for us? Or what if she wasn't anywhere now? What if she was waiting for us in another timeline? Jeez Louise, man, this is getting complicated. Or what if she was waiting for us in the past? Was that even possible? I mean, yeah. If she was, what would that mean? This is the one with Luna, right? Or not? What was that? Wait. Wait. Really? Really? What the? Before the prologue, for a minute I thought it was gonna be here. But I guess not. I was like, no, I don't want to do it. Okay. The past. Do you wish to jump? Yes. Yes. Ow, 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 ow. Damn it. Feels like my head's gonna explode. Wait. Does Fi remember me? Where the hell am I? Do I remember her? Looks like an elevator, but...
No, this is one of the AB rooms.
Ah, yes! Who the hell are you? And what the hell's an AB room?
Damn. I guess you did lose your memory after all.
Memory? Memory. Yes, all of the flashbacks. I remember! You're Fi! She grinned. Nice. What is it?
Check your bracelet.
It's a red pair. BP is 3.
Mine's the same.
Does this mean this is the beginning of the game? We've gone back to when we first woke up in the AB room?
No, not quite. I think we woke up a little earlier this time.
How do you know?
Push the buttons on the side of your bracelet.
2 hours, 15 minutes.
We didn't wake up this long before the primary doors opened last
Did I
time.
even check last time?
I think we're about an hour early.
Wait a minute. If you're right,
Yeah, Akane might still be alive. We got back before Dio killed her. I think.
then
Right. We're here for one reason.
to save her. To stop her from getting killed.
Exactly.
Let's move. We need to get out of here fast.
Don't need to tell me twice. Let's go.
Wait, I don't need to do this, right? I can just open the safe. Right? You need to remember the password from the safe. We figured it out last time. What's a password? What? Okay, it's probably sun moon. Alright, here we go. There, it's open. Good work. Hurry up and grab the cracker. Cracker? Ah, damn, I'm in key. How the hell? Just shut up and do it. Okay. Alright, let's just put this key in here. For God's sake, just do it already. I don't need to yell, I need to count down. Alright, good. Looks like that worked. Oh, right. Ready, Fi? What do you think? I know, I don't need to ask every time, right? Then why the hell are you asking? Hurry up and... Right. I'm going. 10, 9, 8, 1, done! Wait, Fi needs to wait for me, though. Hey, you pushed the button! Bite me, we're taking too long. We're on a schedule here. Wait, she has to wait for me though, because if Dio thinks it's a solo room, then he's gonna kill her and her alone. But if we're both there, he's gonna try and kill both of us. Fi and I climbed up through the hatch and out onto the top of the AB room. It took us only a moment to spot them. Oh, flip! Akane! Behind her was Dio. He was moving quickly and quietly, a knife glinting in his right hand. Shiz! How did we get to him? There was no time to yell to her. I scrambled down from the top of the AB room. Fi wasn't following me. When I looked back, she was still standing on the roof. Fi, what the hell are you doing? Get down here and... Before I could finish, she moved. She ran across the roof, launched herself into the air. Ooh, damn, that's gonna hurt. Ooh! Sup, Dio? What the?
He's fine. Just unconscious.
I bent down and held my finger in front of his mouth. Why don't you kill him? This would make things so much easier. He was still breathing.
I don't think he saw me. He probably has no idea what happened to him.
Guy went down like a sack of potatoes.
He had it coming.
Oh, so that's why she's not dead, huh? And Dio doesn't know. I heard footsteps come to a stop right in front of us. I looked up. Hello.
So you came.
Wait. So in the other two timelines, she was also hoping we would come, huh? Oh, rip. Wow, the despair of when he puts his knife into her.
I've been waiting for you. You're here to hear the rest, right?
Yes. Wait. Just wait a minute. What the hell is your deal? How can you be so calm? If we hadn't shown up just now, you'd...
Have been stabbed in the heart by this young man and died. Yes. Although, that reminds me, I haven't thanked you yet. Thank you very much.
Wow, she talks really
I
slowly.
very much appreciate you saving me.
But that... What?
Hold on. How do you know about being stabbed by Dio? Are you an Esper too?
Yes, indeed I am. I am able to jump through time, just like you.
Then what the hell were you thinking? If you knew he was going to stab you, why were you going to let him do it?
Because I had to.
You what?
Think back. Why are you here? If I hadn't been killed by Dio, no one else would have been murdered. Consequently, your own abilities would never have manifested.
Wow, that is pretty deep. Okay, why didn't you do it in our stead then?
I did explain, didn't I? The purpose of the AB project was to send the two of you to the past. Or your minds, at least. In order for that to happen, some death was necessary. When a human brain is faced with danger, its processing speed increases. Information is processed more quickly.
I have so many
and
questions.
Time almost
So
seems
many
to
questions.
slow. A few seconds can feel like an eternity. Unfortunately, that in itself isn't enough to send oneself through time. The amplitude of the consciousness is simply too small.
So, Fine Eye and her and Jumpy question mark can do it because we're Espers? But couldn't Clover do it too? What about Alice?
In order to increase the
And
amplitude,
who the flip
we
is
need
Kay?
to slow down the brain before the increase happens.
He knows her. Kay knows Akane. Akane is the one that raised them.
It's a little like a slingshot. You pull back on the rubber band and then let go. The potential energy you stored in the band is released and converted into kinetic energy. That's what fires the bullet out of the slingshot. Now, while a slingshot can only fire in one direction, your mind isn't similarly limited. When the bullet of your consciousness is fired from the slingshot of your brain, it travels past the three-dimensional world and into the four-dimensional one. From that perspective, time
Is that the
is
flow?
no longer fixed.
Since they're all time but connected.
In other words, you can travel to the future, the past, whenever you like. Your consciousness has been released from the three-dimensional cage. In order for that to happen, I had to infect you with Radical 6.
I see. Whoa, what?
We're infected with Radical 6?
Yes.
Don't say it like that!
Don't you remember, Sigma?
Yes.
Luna should have told you about it in another timeline.
How do you know this?
Are you
sure? Infecting all of these people with such a horrible disease?
Right, she can travel. I forgot.
Every single one of you has been infected. Well, apart from Luna, of course.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was necessary. We needed to slow your minds
Right.
in order to store
Fi does
up
not know
the
about
potential
that, right?
energy. Then we provided a dire situation that would accelerate your processing speed. The result is what you are now experiencing. Your consciousness now occupies four-dimensional space-time.
Okay.
Even that, however,
Hers
wasn't
too, though.
enough.
Oh.
You had the ability to travel, but your memories could easily be lost during the
Right.
trip. If the project was to succeed, you had to be able to retain everything you learned in each reality. That was the reason you were forced to jump so many times. With each jump, your ability
At least the
to
game tells you,
remember
you know?
improved.
We understand that you jumped a lot, but...
Eventually, you would be able to retain everything. That is why we made you play the AB game. That was why you had to select different chromatic doors. By forcing specific choices, we could cause you to make more jumps.
Okay, yeah, since there's more difference between the timelines, correct? That makes sense. Is there a reason why the last ones are white? I get it. I think I finally understand. Well, okay, there are a lot of things I don't understand, but all of what you just told me makes sense. You did all of this so that Fi and I could jump through four-dimensional space with our memories intact. Right?
Yes.
Is that like training? But why did you need us to do that? People have died for this. I mean, let's count how many different ways people died. Murder, antimatter explosions, suicide. I've died, so has Fi, so have you. Jeez Louise. So why would you do all this? What does it matter that Fi and I jumped through time?
Haven't I told you?
It's about the cat.
Death was unavoidable. You are all destined to die. Sacrifices had to be made for the sake of the project.
I already know all that. What I'm asking you is why? What is so goddamn important that it's worth all this? The world, right? The Radical 6.
Ah. I'm sure you'll figure it out eventually.
What? Just when is eventually?
In a future not very far from now.
Bullshit, yeah. That's not good enough. Why can't you tell us now? Instead of answering, Akane knelt down to Dio and picked his knife up off the floor.
I'm going to keep this with me.
Don't change the subject.
But it's almost time.
What are you talking about? We've got plenty of time.
No. In a few moments, you'll return to the original timeline.
What?
This is the way it has to be. Don't fight it. Lagomorph.
Yes.
Zero is Lagomorph? Oh, that's Zero's senior.
Lagomorph?
So Junior.
You call him Zero Jr. His official designation is Lagomorph. Lagomorph, this is an order. Unlock my bracelet.
Compliance.
And then she'll put it right beside Dio. Or give it to Dio.
Now, everything is in place. I have put the bracelet onto Dio. All we have to do is place his body in the 5th AB room, the second one from the right.
That's the one Quark is in, right?
Correct.
Yeah, because we need the game to start properly.
I will move him. I will also put your bodies back into the third AB room.
Our bodies, as in you're gonna put us to sleep right now?
Once that's done, I will reset its puzzle to an unsolved state.
Why do you need to do all that? It's because it has to reset.
To recreate the history
Yeah.
that you remember. Your consciousness is about to leave your body and return
It's
to
so messed up. Like, my brain is trying to follow this. So, we were on the timeline. We made choices. And then at some point we realized that we needed to talk to a person that was dead. So we went back to the past and then altered this timeline. But it was before we got here. And so by talking to her, if we would just keep going, our choice here would be different. So we have to recreate the history that we went through so that at the end, it's gonna be the same. Right? I think I get it.
Your body will be emptied, and your other consciousness will jump back in.
My body will be emptied? What does that mean?
If your bodies aren't back in the third AB room by then, it would be bad.
So you're saying some version of us is going to wake up in that room and repeat the same history again? Well, I guess this could actually be our second or third time.
You are exactly correct. Lastly, I'm going to leave this with you.
She paused and pulled something out of her pocket. There's a small key attached to a string.
I'll tie it onto your ankle so that you won't lose it. All right,
Are
Sigma?
you serious? I never noticed that. Phi also never noticed. What's it say on there?
Tu fui ego eris.
That's probably Latin. Phi?
It's Latin. It means, what you are, I was. What I am, you will be.
Wait. I've seen this before. Or I've heard this before. Where have I heard this before?
Yes.
What am I supposed to do with it?
It will help you meet someone who's very important.
Is it you? What?
Go. Return to the future. You won't be alone. I will be at your side, watching over you. Now hurry.
Wait. I still... How? What? Okay. A new destination has been added to the flowchart. Okay. Jeez Louise. Oh, here it is.
Oh, looks like you're awake.
Hello, Tanuji. What's up? Where's Phi? Is this the infirmary?
Why are we here?
Do you know what happened at the AB gate?
Kay and I went back to the infirmary, but...
We waited and waited, and the two of you never returned.
So we went to the warehouse to check on you.
We found you passed out in front of the AB rooms.
Kay and I hurried back here with you.
I see. It's because we jumped. Luna... Wait. Luna might know. Wait, Kay also might know. I looked over at Phi and met her eyes. Do you remember what happened just now?
You mean what happened a long time ago?
Yeah. You got him pretty good, huh? Serves him right.
Yeah, I remember all right.
Hey, what are you guys talking about?
Nothing. Quark!
What am I? Chopped liver?
Alice! Oh, they're awake!
Back among the conscious and not psychotic, huh?
Yeah, thanks. Grandpa told me what you did. Thanks for finding the medicine for us.
No problem. All in a day's work. Although, I wouldn't mind a little swimsuit. Oh my
Really
god,
grabbing at
Sigma!
straws here, aren't you?
Hey, I wasn't talking to Quark. That was an offer for Alice.
Not really my point.
Oh, whatever. Forget about that. Now that you guys are awake, all we gotta do is open the number 9 door.
Huh?
What are you talking about?
Wait, we all voted?
Look at your bracelet.
It says 10. I have 10 BP.
I've got 15 BP.
For how long were we asleep?
That means I got 6 more points while I was out.
But how? 6 more points? That means 3 rounds. A round is 45 minutes. We were asleep for like 2 hours and 15? Is that it? Is my math correct there? 45 minutes. You add 45, you get an hour and 30. You add 45, you get 2 hours and 15, right?
You've been asleep for more than 2 hours. We've played the AB game 3 times.
3 times?
Yes. Of course, the color and group assignments were shuffled around each time.
Wow, they got lucky that it wasn't Fi, myself, and Dio.
But no matter who voted, everyone chose Ally.
Okay, yeah, we saw that earlier. Fi's the most, huh? It's because she betrayed twice, that's why.
And now all of us have enough to leave.
Are we gonna see Dio's? No, we didn't see Dio's. Wait, 14? I thought Fi had 15. I was stunned. How had everyone cooperated long enough to raise all of our BP past 9? Was it because Akane hadn't been killed? Without a death to start things off, maybe we'd been less suspicious of one another. Or could the bombs have had something to do with it? We'd all joined forces against Dio, and Fi and I had been able to disarm all of them. All of us had banded together against a common enemy and overcome a tremendous threat. Perhaps that had strengthened our bond. Friendship! Which I had to admit would be somewhat ironic. After all, Dio had planted the bombs that forced us all to work together against him. This must have been what Akane was talking about. Why she needed Dio in the game.
Haven't I told you? Death was unavoidable. Sacrifices had to be made for the sake of the project.
Come on, let's go! Let's open the door and get out of here!
Wait. What about him? What about him? After some discussion, we decided to leave Dio behind. Alice was the only holdout. She'd complained about wanting to take him back to her superiors, but after I mentioned they'd come back to investigate after we escaped and deal with Dio then, she reluctantly complied.
Alright, let's get going.
There's a lot of Dios outside anyways, right? Oh wait, is this Schrodinger's cat? And then the outside is all good now? Wait, can Luna leave? Everybody ready? I'm gonna open it.
Yes, just get on with it.
Everyone else swallowed and nodded. I grabbed the lever and pulled it down after, counting down. Is there any way that Dio can
The
follow
number
us?
9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
Alright, everybody, let's move. Where's Akane? Where'd she go after we saved her? She took the knife. I didn't need to tell them twice. The room inside was clearly a loading elevator. It looked sort of like a large plate on top of a huge pedestal. We ran to the center of the plate and turned around. The number 9 door stood wide open.
2, 1, 0. The number 9 door is closing.
No Dio? No Dio.
The number 9 door has closed.
Alright, what is
This
waiting for
ends
us outside?
The notary game. Thank you for your participation.
Wait. The world can't be saved. Because Tenmyoji's world is destroyed, right?
As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked.
Oh man, I'm stressed out. Okay, what's gonna happen? What's gonna wait for us outside? Oh right, first there's the rooms, the decompression rooms. Is that what they're called? The pressure, whatever, those rooms. All right, let's go.
Looks like we did it.
Yes. We should keep moving.
Beyond the door was a wide hallway that ended in a very solid wall. To the left, we found a very familiar looking door. We pushed it open and went in. Yo, hopefully this isn't the same frickin' room. The pressure exchange chamber.
You know what this place is?
Yeah, sort of. This whole facility is pressurized, apparently. I think the idea is to keep the air outside and consequently the virus from getting inside. That means that if we want to go out, we have to decompress so we match the outside air pressure. Also, we still don't know who Zero is, right? Like, remember in the first game, the bad guy was Ace, which in this game is Dio. Zero was Akane and Santa. In this game, it'd be Akane and Zero Jr.? Or whatever his name was. This room here is where you prepare for going into the actual pressure exchange room. You see all those suits along the wall? I figure we need to put those on and head to the decompression room downstairs. Also, there's 8 of them, huh?
Whoa! Hold on a minute! You're saying the air outside is full of that horrible virus?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Of course, according to Akane, we were already infected with Radical 6, so the whole room seemed a little pointless.
Why? How did all this happen?
Did they?
No, that's not possible.
We've come this far. We can't turn back now.
Okay, you wanna...
Let's go outside.
Wait, we didn't get Kay's key?
There's no way to know what's really going on until we do.
All right.
No one else objected. We all donned the protective suits and headed downstairs to the decompression room. Alright, this is where Dio comes in. Wait, he doesn't have his knife. All he had were bombs. As soon as we were all inside, the process began. Through my helmet, I could hear the soft hiss of air being sucked out of the room. We stood there for several minutes, waiting for the process to finish. What if Brother didn't trust Dio? Like we said, he... At last, it did, and we heard the door begin to open. Beyond it was another decompression chamber. We repeated the process 2 more times before we reached the final door and opened it. Alright, what does it look like? Yeah, it's the same. The dead, bleak landscape wasn't a surprise for me. I'd seen it before in another timeline. The others hadn't, however, and although I couldn't see their faces through the visors of their helmets, I heard more than a few gasps over the radio. For a few long moments, we just stood there, astonished.
Where the hell are we?
The desert, I guess?
I figured that out. I mean, which one?
I don't know, but
How would that help us?
I think I know what day it is.
Yeah, because the moon is red.
Look at the moon. It's red, right?
But
That means today's
That's
the
wrong.
total lunar eclipse.
that's wrong. Tenmyoji's gonna say something, right?
So?
Remember the astronomy magazine in the lounge? Well, the next eclipse like this was going to be on December 31st, 2028. So,
What if?
Wait a
No, that
minute.
wouldn't make sense. I was like, what if Tenmyoji and Quark could go back to the past? So they're from the future, right? But when we come out, it's the lunar eclipse from the other, or is it solar eclipse? Wait, solar eclipse is when the sun is eclipsed, right? So this is a solar eclipse.
Let me get this straight. Are you suggesting we were sleeping for a week after we were abducted?
No, we were sleeping for much more than that. 50s, almost 50 years. Oh wait, no, that's wrong.
I think so.
It's a little less than that. Wherever we were must have been far away from any city. The air was clearer than I'd ever seen it. And the stars, the sky was full of them. More stars than I'd ever seen in my life. I could even spot the hazy arm of the Milky Way, yes. But the most striking feature was the moon. It was blood red and massive, much bigger in fact than I remembered it being. Then as I watched, a black spot began to move across its surface. It was hard to see the details, but it looked circular. The spot continued to move across the moon, heading for the right edge. What's that?
The moon. Well, the moon's shadow, actually.
The moon's shadow? I frowned. That didn't make any sense. Wait, are we on the moon?
Zero told me to stay quiet. I think he was worried I'd spill the beans on his operation. He said if I didn't toe the line, he wouldn't just kill me. He'd kill Quark, too. And I agreed, like an idiot, and brought Quark with me. Just so I could see her. Such an idiot. So, that being the case, might as well start with this. I meant what I said before. That up there is the moon's shadow.
What the hell are you saying? Wait, what?
If that's the moon's shadow, then what's it falling on?
Huh?
That's Earth?
Yeah. It's not the red moon you get from a lunar eclipse.
It's a red Earth that we get like from an Earth eclipse?
And again, this isn't a lunar eclipse. It's a solar eclipse. Anybody in the black spot down there is looking up at the moon, covering the sun.
What? No way. If that's the Earth, then where the hell are we?
The moon, of course. This is the lunar surface. We were just inside a moon base.
No way. No, you've got to be lying. How do you expect us to believe that? This can't be the moon.
Yeah. That's pretty ridiculous. Besides, if this was the moon, how do you explain the gravity? The moon only has 1/6 of the Earth's gravity. So what's this?
She picked up a rock and dropped it.
See? That looked perfectly normal.
That's actually a pretty sound train of thought there. I didn't
Yes,
think
it
about
looks
that.
way.
Luna?
You were right about the gravity in a way. I was one of the people who knew this wasn't Earth. Well, I suppose I'm not people, if we're being honest.
Aw, man, don't say that.
Excuse me?
Please just listen.
Oh, there was a what there that I skipped. Whoops.
Alice, you were infected with Radical 6. Then we gave you the Excelavir, which cured you. The Radical 6 isn't completely gone, though. Some of its symptoms stick around for a while.
What symptoms?
Well, Radical 6 can slow down your brain's processing speed by the root of 1/6.
What? So we're all slowed?
It can take a while for your brain to get back up to speed.
Which means when she let the rock fall, it fell slowly. But since we're all processing everything slower,
Every one of us has been infected. In other words, all of our brains have been processing information at a much lower speed. If you evaluated the root of 1/6, you'll get a number close to 0.408. That means our brains are running at something slightly less than half speed. As you said before, the moon's gravity is about 1/6 that of Earth's. The time that it takes for an object to fall is inversely proportional to the square
but
root of
wait,
the
then
gravitational
why did
acceleration.
sometimes our brain would slow down? Like when I was in the security room, my brain would slow down and Fi would talk super fast. So there's a way to be even slower?
Since the gravity is lower on the moon, that means the time increases.
I bet you wouldn't know that it happened though. No, wait, it happened for Quark and Alice.
I guess that's a little technical.
What?
Let me give you an example.
I don't get it! Okay.
Say you drop an apple from a height of 4.9 meters. It will take approximately 1 second to hit the ground. On the moon, however, that time would be 1 second times root 6,
Yes.
which would be approximately 2.45 seconds.
Yes.
I used 4.9 meters because it matches up with the acceleration of gravity nicely, but it could be anything. The gravity constant is, well, a constant. You could drop something from 10 centimeters or 10 meters and it would be the same. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So now we've established that on the moon, things fall 6 times slower than they do on Earth.
Yeah, we've established that like
That being the
a while
case,
ago.
what would happen if someone's brain slowed down by root 1/6?
Then it would feel like it's normal.
To them, 2.45 seconds would feel like 1 second. 4.9 seconds would feel like 2. But it's not hypothetical. That's what's been happening to everyone.
Hey,
else.
welcome back, Sivian.
Wait, you're saying that's the reason we didn't notice the weaker gravity?
No, wait. Fi, when she jump kicked Dio, like, wouldn't her force be much lower? Since her acceleration is much lower? So, like, Dio wouldn't have fallen unconscious? No? Apparently we're on the moon, Sivian.
Are you sure you didn't notice anything? Think back. Huh? You and Sigma and Phi said something about it in the lounge.
In the lounge?
About how you felt weird.
It's kind of like my body isn't really mine. I'm sort of floating. Like that.
It seemed insane, but what Luna said made sense. No! No! No, it did not. In fact, it explained Phi's apparently superhuman strength quite well. Why she could jump higher? Wait, so in those timelines she... But see, this doesn't make sense!
Wait. This is crazy.
So we jump higher.
That can't possibly be Earth out there. Look at it.
So wait,
I've
if I
seen
was...
photos of Earth and it's blue and green and beautiful. That thing is just red.
Before we get into that, I should probably tell you something. This isn't New Year's Eve in 2028. Today is January 27th.
In 2029.
No.
Don't tell me. 30?
Does not look red. Wait, what? What? Yeah, it looks red.
Still no.
It's much further than that, isn't it?
Just what year is this?
It's 74. 2074.
No. That's insane. That would mean we were abducted more than 45 years ago.
I don't blame you if you don't believe me, but it's the truth.
How can you be sure?
It's not that hard. Quark and I left Earth on January 23rd, 2074. Solar eclipses are easy to predict. We've known that there'd be one on the 27th for a long time. That's just science. Nobody can change that.
Sorry, I'm losing it when I'm typing. I meant the Earth shouldn't look red. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, exactly.
But why is the Earth red?
Exactly.
That's a long story. About 45 years ago, on April 13th, 2029, there were 18 annihilation reactors operating in various parts of the world. On the 13th, all 18 of them went up, all at the same time.
Wait. Annihilation reactors operating? What?
The explosion was about 180.
Did you bring Dio with you? No, we left him in the base.
They dropped on Hiroshima.
Rip. We could find him later though, there's like multiple of them, right? What? Why?
I suppose it started a few months before that. The government had a test site for a future Mars mission out in the middle of Nevada. On December 31st, 2028, there was an accident.
Right, that's what he was talking about.
Well, accident doesn't quite convey the right sense of the thing. The point is, Radical 6 claimed its first victims there, then escaped. Didn't take long for it to spread to the rest of the world. Like Luna explained, the virus slows your brain down, but eventually, it also makes you kill yourself. Pretty soon, the bodies started to pile up. Some people would take a dive off a building or shoot themselves in the head. You know, the classics.
Yeah, we see this picture when we start the game.
But for some, it was poison, or fire, or asphyxiation, or the noose. Plenty of people jumped in front of trains or cars. One pilot on a passenger airline drove his plane into the ground.
Jesus.
Most forms of transportation ground to a halt pretty fast. That meant food couldn't get distributed, and thousands of people who weren't even infected died from starvation. Everywhere you went, there were just piles of corpses, covered in flies and rats and crows. I don't know what hell's like, but I imagine it's a lot like that. After
What's
a
the
while,
color there?
people
What?
who managed to avoid getting infected started trying to get in touch with one another. They got a hold of some radios and organized a couple meetings. There was only one thing to discuss, of course. How could they get rid of Radical 6? The answer, they decided, was purification. They figured they could just roast the surface of the Earth and that'd kill the virus off for good.
Jeez Louise. But isn't that what the Myrmidons were trying to do all along?
On April 13th in 2029, they put their plan into effect. That plan was to detonate all 18 annihilation reactors.
Aren't they a little nutty?
Now the truth is, that's mostly just rumor. Nobody really knows what happened. But I've got my own theories. I think that the bombers had already been infected.
Oh.
And when they died, they took billions with them. The ultimate if I die, you're coming with me gesture, I suppose. I bet you money they all lost him long before they got to the reactors.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Killing most of the world, no matter how bad things had gotten, was not a sane plan, even if it wasn't directly responsible. Radical 6
Are you on
killed
the moon?
most
Yeah,
of
we're on the
people
moon.
on Earth. Anyway, why it happened isn't that important. Point is, it happened. You ever heard of nuclear winter? Well, that's basically what we got. The explosion threw a ton of crap up into the stratosphere, where it joined up with smoke and ash from all the fires. It blotted out the sun for 7 years. Plants withered and animals died by the millions.
So is the rest of the world dead? I think so.
The few humans who were left banded together to survive. They were rough times. Eventually, they were over, though. The sky cleared and the sun came back. Plants started blooming again, and the animals that hadn't died out completely began to reappear. Things weren't quite back to normal, though.
And Snake is dead? Oh no! No,
been
Snake
45
has.
years now.
Snake is too
There's
smart to
still
die.
quite a
Let's
bit
be
of
real.
dust and ash in the air. That's what you're seeing. You know why a sun sets red? Well, this is the same thing. Blue and green light have short wavelengths, and they scatter when they run into debris in the air. Red light, on the other hand, has a longer wavelength, which means it'll get a lot farther when the air's dirty. So there you are. The Earth looks red because that's the only color of light that can make it through the atmosphere.
Really? I was speechless. What could I possibly say? There's no reason for Tenmyoji to lie to us. So we're standing on the moon, looking at the Earth. It was 2074, but why? Why were we there? Why were we then? I need to go back in time. I was so lost in thought, I barely noticed Phi's approach.
Hey, Sigma. I think I figured something out.
Oh. A window popped up on the inside of my helmet with Whisper in the corner. Really? She seemed to be using a circuit only we could hear. Yeah? What is it?
I figured out why there's an extra E.
Nineth? An extra E? Oh, you mean the graffiti?
Yeah, the one on floor B. I think it's an anagram, just like
Yeah?
on floor A.
What's Anna say this time?
God damn it, Sigma.
Okay.
Knock it off.
Memento mori if the ninth lion ate the sun. If you rearrange the letters, you get the man on the moon rules the infinite time.
How did you even get that? So are there people or no? No clue. I have no clue.
See? You need 6 E's to get that. So they stuck an extra one in ninth.
The man on the moon rules the infinite time.
I think it's a message for us from Zero Senior and Akane. Remember what she was telling us?
We created the AB project for one purpose: to transport the consciousnesses of 2 people into the past. Those 2 people are you, Sigma, and you, Phi.
So, what are you getting at?
My God, you're slow.
Do we have to go back on December 31st? But wait, we were abducted before. Wait, Akane could have gone back. Since Akane can travel through time, she could have seen this coming and spotted us for the experiment before it even happened. But why didn't she just go to the facility and prevent the accident?
You don't get it? They're saying we rule the infinite time. Infinite time. They weren't just talking about having us jump a couple hours. I think they're planning to send us back. Way back.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you think they're going to send us back 45 years?
Yeah. I'd bet on it.
So the ultimate purpose of the AB project is to send us back in time to that catastrophe Tenmyoji was talking about.
I think so.
That doesn't make sense though. I mean, we came from that same time period before it actually. So why bring us here and then send us back?
Well, Akane should be able to tell us the rest.
Yeah, where is she?
Let's go pay her a visit.
Do you know where she is?
I've got an idea. Come on, think. Remember what she said when she gave you the key?
Tu fui ego eris.
What did that mean again? That! The grave! But wait! I'm out already! The one in the garden!
Well, come on, what are you waiting for? Let's go.
We're going back in? We turned and ran back into the pressure exchange chamber, the others following close behind.
What are you doing? Did you forget something?
We're going to go have a talk with somebody.
Who?
You really need to You really need me to spell it out? The person behind all this.
You mean Akane?
What?
I'll take that as a yes. Let me accompany you then.
Wait, why do you know about Akane?
I'll tell you when we get there.
Why is Kay in a suit and wearing a suit? Yeah, I don't know.
Now, if you please. I'm coming with you. You folks just said the magic word.
I'm going too then.
So am I.
Hey, is this Akane you're talking about?
Yeah, you know her real well.
Wait, you're serious? What the hell is going on?
Yeah. Ah, shut up! Just shut up. Come if you want to. We don't need to do roll call. Once we get there, Akane can explain everything. How are we going to go back in, though? With that, we headed back to the airlock. This is where Dio turns on us. Alright, first thing first. Send Luna. His armor probably doesn't support being outside in space yet. He needs oxygen, so his armor doesn't give him oxygen. There's probably like holes over here to allow him to breathe. But if he goes on the moon, then on the moon.
Ah, clever. The number 9 door on floor A is shut forever once the game ends. Assuming Zero Jr. was telling the truth, of course. But the door on floor B...
Yeah. Thought we might be able to take
Okay,
a
we
lift
can
to
even
it.
get it.
And it
the
looks
suit
like
off
I
it.
was right.
I have a hard time imagining the suit fitting over the suit. Well, it is a pretty big suit, so I think he can. And I don't think we got the thing to get him off the suit, out of the suit. I mean,
Any idea where Akane might be?
yeah, the grave.
You mean the grave in the garden?
How do you know this? Yeah, don't worry. I don't think she's buried there or anything. Considering how planned out all of this, they probably have one XXL suit just for Kay. Yeah, chances are she's still alive, just in the grave. Anyway, let's move to the garden. But we left the door wide open for Dio. It's okay, everything's gonna work out. If we die, we just come back in time and stop him. Easy. Wow, we're actually invincible. We are invincible. Can you imagine doing that for exams at school?
Is Akane really under here?
I don't know. I think so.
What should we do? Are we gonna dig her out?
No, I don't think we'll have to do anything like that. You see the keyhole in the grave? If I just insert this here, I pulled the key off my ankle and fitted it into the hole. Keyhole, yeah. Twisted it to the right until I heard something unlock. With a quiet grinding, the grave began to shift. It's a pod.
What is this?
It doesn't look like a coffin.
It's a treatment pod. It's written in big in it. Well, what the fuck does it have a key around his ankle? So when we went back into the past to talk with Akane, she's the one that put it on my ankle. And then she told me this sentence.
Yeah. It's a treatment pod.
Oh my god.
It is, isn't it?
Should not have went to AFK. Yeah, there was like a lot of things that happened. The glass on the cover had frosted over, making it opaque? We couldn't see who or what was in it.
Let's see what's inside.
I mean, it has to be her, right? She grabbed a hold of the lever on the side of the pod.
No good.
It's locked. You have to frickin'
I think
turn
it's
it.
locked.
What?
Treatment pod TP00. Stage 1. Defrosting complete.
Yeah, you had no choice. Yeah, it's okay. So I think you're probably caught up to everything, right? We went back in time to talk to Akane. She told us everything. And then we went back to the future and then realized that we had fallen asleep, so the others voted for us, and we already had our BP, necessary BP to get out, and then we got out, left Dio in the infirmary, and then everyone was like, oh my god, what's going on? And then Tenryoji told us we were in the future, and told us we were on the moon, told us about Radical 6, the accident on December 31st, and yeah, I think that's that.
Stage 2 will be complete in 10 minutes. Once Stage 2 is complete, the lock will automatically disengage.
Right, cold sleep.
What?
These pods can put people into cold sleep. It uses something called CAS to freeze human bodies without destroying their cells.
So, Ms. Akane's like an ice cube? Then we
I think
gotta
so.
wait till she melts?
Yeah,
So how about you tell us your story while we wait, Kay? Specifically, why do you know Akane?
I remembered
What do you remember?
everything. I was born and raised in this facility. It's called Rhizome 9.
Rhizome is Zero Junior, right?
A rhizome is an underground plant stem that spreads by sending out roots. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? This facility is a little like a rhizome. Supposedly, that's why they call these installations that. The number comes from the facility's number. There are 54 rhizomes on the moon, and this is the 9th one. Well, I suppose the other ones don't really matter to you, do they? In any event, I grew up here with Akane and Zero Senior. I watched them create the
Wow,
AB
no wonder
project.
Tenryoji couldn't find her.
The AB project?
Yes. Its purpose is to send Phi and Sigma, or their consciousnesses at least, to the past.
Back 45 years, right?
Yes.
So you want us to change history, huh? Go back and keep Radical 6 from getting out, and stop the reactors from exploding. That's our mission?
Well, not exactly.
Oh. What do you mean?
It's true that the ultimate goal of the project is to keep Radical 6 from spreading to the general population. But even if you do make it back, you won't be able to do much.
Because we were unconscious, right?
By now, it's already too late.
Too late?
What do you mean?
Let me begin at the beginning. You might be thinking that Zero Senior and Akane were the ones who created all this. But that's not entirely correct. They only followed the histories they'd already seen. It was the only choice they had. Nothing less than the future of mankind is at stake. We need the
Wait,
two
what
of you
history?
to jump through timelines while maintaining your memories. That is why you had to play the AB game.
Yeah, that.
And
Yeah,
why the
yeah.
chromatic doors were necessary.
Yes.
By forcing multiple options, you could make numerous jumps. We speculated that jumping more would strengthen your memories. The puzzles were also there for a purpose. Some theories hold that a moment of insight when you solve a puzzle strengthens your connection to the fourth dimension. That was the reason for the puzzles.
Okay.
Your infection with Radical 6 was also a vital
Yeah,
part of our
that.
plan.
Yeah, we know about that.
By slowing down your brain's processing speed, we can store your potential. With that energy stored up, we just had to provide a life or death situation to launch your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Like a bullet from a slingshot.
Yep.
Wait. Hold on just a minute here. You keep talking about Sigma and Phi, but what about the rest of us? Why did you bring us here?
That's simple. In earlier histories, you were all here in Rhizome 9. We needed you here to accurately replicate those histories.
What do you mean?
Although
You're the
I
ones that
suppose that's
kidnapped
probably
us,
not a good
no?
enough explanation for you. In a sense, though, it is the truth. Our primary goal was to replicate history. The rest is... Yes, I suppose I should explain. Very well. I will try and do so in a way you can understand.
Yes, please talk to me like I'm a 12-year-old.
First, Alice and Clover. They were abducted 45 years and 1 month ago, on December 22nd, 2028. The location is Earth, of course. More specifically, Los Angeles, California. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
After being kidnapped, your bodies were sent to a facility under Akane's direction. You were placed in treatment pods and immediately put into cold sleep. 4 months later, you arrived at this facility. The date you finally arrived was April 14th, 2029. Your trip from Earth to this facility was aboard a spaceship powered by an annihilation engine. Following your arrival, your pods were placed in long-term storage. Does that make sense?
Are you telling me we were sleeping in those pods here for 45 years?
Yes,
Kay's like, yeah.
in preparation for this day.
But why? What do you need us for?
You are an Esper, aren't you, Clover?
Oh.
I mean that you are able to access the fourth dimension. Am I wrong?
Did Akane tell you?
In a manner of speaking.
Alice is really Alice. Yeah, Clover is really Clover.
As I've already explained, the purpose of this project is to send Sigma and Phi's consciousnesses to the past. Espers are able to sort of resonate with one another, which can amplify their power. You understand? This is why we brought you here, Clover.
What about me?
We needed your help, Alice, to deactivate Dio's bombs.
Right.
Huh? But I didn't do anything.
But you did. In another history. You were able to perform
With Snake,
mind
yeah.
decomposition on the 25-digit integer that Dio left behind.
Yeah.
Only you could do that sort of thing. Because of your feat of mathematics, we were about to determine that Dio had planted the bombs. Then we were able to question him and get the password for the number 31. Finally, we used that information to
Wow.
stop the bomb in this timeline. Without your help,
Kay
Alice,
literally knows
we would have been
everything.
reduced to nothing more than so much space dust. This history exists because of your presence. Now,
We should have
let me
gotten
explain
Snake
why we
instead
needed
of Clover.
Tenmyoji and
Man.
Tenmyoji is simple. We needed you for the same reason we needed Clover. You are able to access the fourth dimension. Almost half a century ago, you used that ability to save a young girl, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
We needed you to resonate with Sigma and Phi, so we brought you here.
What about Quark? What about you? Why does Kay know this? I know it's technically another you, but like what? So Kay was part of the project. Kay was a member. Was one of the the people that created this. He was working with Akane.
All it took was a messenger.
You want to see Akane? If you do, come with me. I was a fool and fell for it.
And you brought Quark with you. In fact, you insisted that he come.
Yeah, I know. I guess you were worried about leaving me alone, huh? He kept saying he couldn't run off to the moon and leave me behind.
Sorry, Quark. If I hadn't been so stupid and selfish, none of this would have happened to you.
Probably got a password for the bomb. Yeah. Yeah, because Akane knows. Because Akane can jump timelines as well. So it's probable that in a timeline, we told Akane what information we got. It's so weird though. It's like the chicken or the egg, right? If we were the ones that told Akane what would happen, then how did it happen? It must have been Akane that, you know, made it happen. But then, yeah, my brain is too loopy for this. Yeah, it actually goes in a loop there.
I never thought this would happen. Can you ever forgive me?
Oh, don't worry about it. I mean, I agreed to come with you. I thought the moon would be way more interesting than boring old Earth. What kid would turn that down?
We didn't see the messenger after we got on the ship. It was on autopilot. As soon as we got in, it headed straight for the moon. During the trip, Zero told me to keep quiet once we got there. I don't remember anything after we landed.
So who's Zero?
Then there was a bunch of that white smoke, and we passed out, and when I woke up, I was in the AB room.
Now, Dio. His real name is Left.
Yes.
He's the leader of a terrorist organization called the Myrmidons.
Yes.
He was ordered to come here. The Myrmidons are under the control of an organization called Free the Soul, which is in turn controlled by a man known as Brother. It was Brother who orchestrated the release of Radical 6 into the general population 45 years ago.
It was Brother who orchestrated the release of Radical 6 into the general population 45 years ago, I see.
Do you remember what Phi mentioned earlier? The ultimate purpose of the AB project is to change history and keep Radical 6 from being released. If we succeed, that would be bad for Brother and his organization. Our success would prevent them from creating the ideal world they're working toward.
Yeah,
That is why
a world
Brother
without
sent
anyone
left
in it.
his trusted lieutenant to this facility. They needed to stop the AB project. So, Dio was given 2 tasks. The first was to eliminate Akane, the architect of the AB project.
But Phi stopped them.
The second was to join the AB game and win it.
And, well, he lost.
If Dio won the game, the AB project would not be completed. At least, not in that timeline. In other words, in that world, the project would have been stopped. If things didn't go as planned, Dio was given a contingency plan. If you cannot murder Akane and win the game, destroy Rhizome 9. Hence, the bombs.
Makes sense.
Can I ask you something?
Perhaps.
How did Brother know about the AB project?
He was also an Esper. We can set
Everyone's
Brother
frickin'
aside for
Esper now.
May I proceed?
No one objected. We were all curious.
Excellent. That explains everyone, save 2, Luna and myself.
Yes, I know about Luna.
Sigma and Phi already know the truth about Luna.
I want to be an Esper. I mean, if it's gonna get me kidnapped and play a notary game, then no, I'm good.
I don't believe I should reveal any more, however. I think it would be more appropriate if you could ask Luna yourselves at a later time. Would that be all right with you, Luna?
Yes. That's okay.
As for me, as I said before, I was born and raised here.
Alright, why do you have my
The
face?
rest of you were brought to this facility, but I've never left. That makes me someone close to Zero Senior and Akane.
Who is Zero Senior?
Hey, I've been wondering,
Excuse me.
who is Zero Senior?
Yeah, wow, there we go.
You've already met him, Sigma,
Right.
in another timeline.
Yeah. Well, I saw a hologram. Right. I still don't know who he is.
Stage 2 is complete.
Is that Zero or is that Akane? Wait a minute.
TP00 unlocking.
It looks like it's finished. Shall we open the pod?
Yeah, let's do it. K's us? No. K has our face, but I don't know how that makes sense. All of us gathered around the pool. The glass was still covered with frost, hiding the contents.
Okay, let's get started then. Ready?
Phi laid her hand on the lever and looked around at us. I swallowed. Yeah, make sure you count down.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
She actually did count down. Why didn't we get a reaction shot from K? Come on. K and Luna. But K is... Wait. Wait. What? Wait. Wait. What? Suddenly my head was full of memories from other timelines. I'd seen something like this before. Oh, there's so many copies of you! The warehouse of floor B. In front of the white door. Kay was lying in front of me. I grabbed his mask and saw my own face. I'd never figured out who he really was. Why was there a man with my face underneath Kay's armor? didn't make sense. After I'd seen him, I was injected with tuberculin, and that was the end of that. But wait, if the person in the pod was the same person I'd seen on the floor of the warehouse, who was wearing Kay's armor?
You finally noticed. Didn't I tell you? You won't be alone. I will be at your side, watching over you.
Shizakane? No, oh my god, you're...
Yes, I am.
Akane Kurashiki.
It's you! June! I mean, Akane, from... But you're old.
Oh, come on, Clover. I'm so confused. It's because... I don't know who's in the pod, but she's in Kay's armor this time because we saved her, and after we traveled back, she probably switched places with Kay.
Yes, that's correct.
This hurts,
I
yeah.
haven't spoken to you in
My
a very
brain.
long time, Clover. Or you, Junpei.
Jumpy.
Junpei?
Akane, long time no see.
What do you mean, Junpei? You didn't know? I could barely hear what they were saying. My mind was still reeling. It felt like all the air had been knocked out of me, and it was all I could do not to collapse right then and there.
When? How long?
Subjumpy.
Do you remember when the two of you saved me in the warehouse?
Ooh! Wonder if she got
Once
the
you
head of the
saved
band.
me, you went back to your future. Well, your minds did at least. I carried your bodies to the 3rd AB room, and then took Dio's to the 5th.
Wait, so she has the knife on her, right?
After that, I went into the 1st room and borrowed Kay's armor.
So by the time you and Clover came out, you'd already...
Yes.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Dio killed you. And then Luna took your body to the 6th room. You couldn't have been in Kay's armor.
No, it was me. In this timeline, at least. In this one, I wasn't murdered by Dio.
Wait, so then is this Sigma, a golem?
You two saved me. It's just like Schrodinger's cat. Your actions in the future decided who would be inside the armor in the past.
No! No, our actions in the past decided that. Because we saved her in the past, that's what decided that she was in the armor or not. No, I refuse! I refuse! That's nuts!
Alright, what about the other history? The one where you weren't saved. What happens then? Who's wearing the armor?
That's quite simple. The man in front of you.
Him?
That's correct.
You're picking door sign decided who was in the armor, I guess, but... Up until that point, it could have been anyone. Yeah, I guess so.
Whenever I'm not in the armor, he is.
What about the memory loss?
For my part, I confess that I lied.
What?
He, on the other hand, was telling the truth. Large doses of Soporil can cause memory loss. I gave him a rather large dose.
Rip. So who is he?
So, who is he?
You've never seen
Wow.
him before?
No.
What about the rest of you?
Huh?
I have no idea who he is.
I've never seen him before.
Wait, what?
Me either.
Total stranger.
Hey, come on. What are you guys saying? Right here? Same face?
Huh? Huh?
There are no mirrors, are there?
Are you alright, Mr. Sigma? Did you hit your head or something?
Huh? What? It didn't make any sense. Why didn't they recognize me?
Sigma, your consciousness can jump through time.
And bodies. Is that what you're gonna tell me? What do they see? I don't know!
You can inhabit your body in the past or in the future.
What does that mean?
Don't you get it? You've jumped to the future. From 45 years ago.
Huh? I looked around frantically. A pond! I ran to it and threw myself down onto my knees. Crawling on all fours, I approached the edge. My heart was hammering inside my chest. A cold sweat trickled down my spine. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down, damn it. I struggled to take deep breaths. Then slowly, I peered into the pond looking for my reflection. I'm Zero? What? No, this can't be real. This face.
It's your face, Dr. Sigma Climb.
What?
Although to the you that's behind it now, it's your face 45 years from now.
I was an old man? I was an old man hitting on Clover and asking for swimsuits? Clover seduced me? Wait, I must have seen my hands. Come on. I must have had their robot arms. Oh my god, what? This became wrong on so many levels, yeah.
Zero, the mastermind of the AB project, is you.
What? Well, also, what do you mean you got me twice with the same twist? What twist? That it's not the same person? So you really are Zero. I am Zero! Oh my god! This is Danganronpa all over again. What? No! That's not possible! That's bullshiz!
No, it's the truth.
You were Zero for 2 games in a row? Huh? Wait, I thought Zero was June in the first game, wasn't it? Wasn't Zero June and Santa the first game? Or second game? The first real game, like the first video game. Zero was June and Santa, right? I have a headache, yeah. I feel it coming on too. Oh god. 99, you were young Akane. Flip me! I forgot about that! I completely forgot! You're right, I was young Akane. I was Zero. Third game I will third game I will know.
Fighting it isn't going to do you any good. Please, Doctor.
I'm not a doctor!
You will be a pioneer in the field of genetic engineering.
You're lying!
No, I'm not. You created him.
Huh. I was gonna say, so I created K? But no! K's Akane! I don't get it!
Well, I suppose I should say you are going to create him.
Create?
His name is Kyle Climb, your clone. That is why he looks just like a younger version of yourself. 23 years ago, in the biolab here in Rhizome 9, you created Kyle. Well, I suppose for you, that's still in the future.
But then who kidnapped me? Was it her?
When I said I was born and raised here, I was still pretending to be him. The gravity here is only 1/6 of Earth's. If nothing was done, the reduced gravity would cause his bones to be weaker than normal human ones. But you prepared for that. You gave him that armor. Ever since he was born, he's lived inside of it.
Really?
It kept his muscles and bones strong. He wasn't forced into it for the nonary game. He's been wearing it every day, all his life.
But why would future me create a clone?
He was to be your spare.
We got you with those pictures. Wait, what pictures? All those little stories they were spoiling you the whole time. Wait, what little stories? Wait, what pictures? Luna was actually the AI in the Chinese room? And Kid was actually the little armor kid. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't notice Luna.
If something happened to you before the project began, he would take your place.
And he might have even had that little
I
bunny
mentioned
too.
before
Because
that
I'm the one that
AB
created it.
projects A and B stood for after and before. That isn't all they mean, though. The A also means anima, and the B means body. Anima is another word for the soul or the consciousness. Body is, well, exactly what it says on the tin. The past consciousness will go into the future body, and the future consciousness will go into the past body. They switch.
What? So my consciousness from my body from the past went into my body from the future? That's insane!
That was the chief goal of the project.
Wait, so the future person goes into the past person?
Sigma, do you remember the note you found in the garden?
Huh?
You mean this, right?
Yes. Ah, of course, it was you who investigated the garden in this timeline.
It was me?
Yeah.
Oh, it was Clover.
Sigma, take a good look at this. It's an illustration of the time jumps your consciousness is making.
What? Okay, A is Nevada test site. I go to Rhizome 9. And then B, I don't know what that is. And then back to the Nevada test site. But then I split?
A is where everything began. December 25th, 2028.
In my car. Wait, but
You inhaled the white smoke in your car
But
and
who
lost
put it?
consciousness. From there, you jumped to B. January 25th, 2074. You woke up in one of the AB rooms in Rhizome 9. You are in your own body, but it is 67 years
that's
old.
why Phi was calling me an old man. I was like, what does she mean an old man? I'm her age.
Your consciousness has jumped 45 years into the future. I believe that may explain why you didn't notice the reduced lunar gravity.
No one asked about my eye? Are you serious? Poor head, yeah, me too.
The body you woke up in was much older. Normally, you would have noticed that your muscles were much weaker. In this case, however, the lower gravity balanced that out. Moving on, if you continue along this line, what happens next? You reach C, which is January 27, 2074. That is today.
Whoa.
Because we're on the moon, time goes slower, right?
Wait, what do you mean? Are you saying it's been 2 days since we woke up?
Keep in mind this is 2074. Why would anyone question cybernetic body parts? And even in the original year, 2028, why would anyone care? We already have cyborg eyes in 2019. But if I would... Right, in 2028, yeah. Because I was like, if that was me, right, if I was Phi, or if I was Quark, no, not Quark. If I was Clover, let's say, for sure, I'd ask him, yo, what happened to your eye? Or something like that. But maybe not in 2028, you're right.
36 hours to be exact. Have you already forgotten? You were all infected with Radical 6. The virus slowed your brain down. So yes, 36 hours of real time have passed. But to you, it only seemed like 14 hours and 40 minutes. Now
Wow, 14
comes
hours.
the important part. After this, your consciousness will return to the past. It will re-emerge at point D. April 13th, 2029.
What is that?
You will return to your younger body.
But that's the same day as the reactor explosions.
Oh,
Yes.
shiz.
That is why I said it will be too late. You will return to the past, but the events you would want to prevent will have
Is
already
the image
happened.
not just in your eyes and how you're old a lot? Yeah.
The story does not end there, however. The line continues. After reaching point D, you will eventually return to B.
Wait, I lost myself. B, C, and then D, and then B. Which is the start.
But this time, you won't be jumping through time, or at least not at a rate faster than normal. Your consciousness will spend 45 years inhabiting the same body until you reach point B.
Which is
Do
the start of the
you
project.
remember when B is
Yes,
Sigma?
yes. January 25th, 2074. According to what you just told us, it's 36 hours ago.
Correct. That was when the consciousness of the 22-year-old Sigma jumped into the body of 67-year-old Sigma.
I'm 67 and I was hitting on Clover. That's pretty gross, man.
So where did the older version of you go when you took his body?
Point A. December 25, 2028, the day all of this started.
Yes. His consciousness will go back in time 45 years. For a period of time, he will inhabit your younger
So I'm
body.
here.
While your younger consciousness is elsewhere, he will be you in the past.
But once that body reaches point D, my 22-year-old consciousness will come back from point C.
That's correct. When that happens, the older version of you will be ejected from your younger body and return to your body at C.
So it's rotating?
Rotating. I suppose you could put it that way. But look at this illustration closely. What if you take all these lines and untangle them? You get one single line.
Yeah, like this, you mean?
It may look complicated, but in truth, it's a single straight path.
Oh, yeah,
With
yeah.
one exception.
This divergent point. This line here at point E, right?
Exactly. Point E is December 31st, 2028.
So
The
if
day of the total eclipse.
Radical 6 gets out, I get this line. If Radical 6 does not get out, I get this line. And then it's completely different future. The day Radical 6 got out of the test facility.
Yes. By now, you've likely figured it out on your own. The purpose of the AB project was to get the consciousness of the 67-year-old Sigma from point B to point A. If we can do that, we can change what happened 45 years ago.
So the old version of me will keep Radical 6 from getting out. By jumping into my 22-year-old body on New Year's Eve 2028?
Yes.
What about Phi, though? What does that have to do anything with Phi? What does that have anything to do with Phi?
That is why this line could not be interrupted. In order for the 67-year-old version of you to reach point B, we first have to go through point D. In order to get to point D, we must jump from point C. And for point C to happen, we had to recreate everything that happened in this facility. That is why we have faithfully retraced history up
Okay,
to
but
this
who
point.
kidnapped me?
So that we might save humankind from destruction.
Yeah, I'm in the what the foot moment
and
too.
undo the horrors of the last 45 years.
Can you imagine? If I think too much and I hurt my brain, on the next game I'll even be slower than this one. Can you even imagine that? Holy moly. Tell me one thing.
What is that?
Oh, the creepy music. You said that point C is January 27, 2074, which is today. There's going to be a jump, and I'll jump to April 13, 2029.
Yes, that's right.
But, look. I'm still old. When is this jump supposed to happen?
Very soon.
Soon?
Yes.
And what's going to trigger it?
We need potential energy stored to send your consciousness into the fourth dimension.
She has a knife. She has a knife.
Fortunately, we now have plenty of that. Thanks, ironically, to Radical 6. All that remains is to launch your consciousness, like a bullet from a slingshot.
And how do you propose to do that?
Didn't I tell you? A crisis. A moment balanced between life and death.
She has a knife!
That can jumpstart your brain.
What do you mean?
You haven't figured it out. I mean this.
Theo's knife. No sooner were the words out of my mouth. Akane's a murderer. Fi! I screamed and leapt toward them. Akane was already in motion, the knife diving towards Fi's chest. I was almost there. Did I take it? I took it. When I regained consciousness, I was on the floor. There was a dull pain in my chest. I felt for a cut, but something was in the way. It took me a moment to realize that it was Akane's body lying on top of me. I twisted my neck to look around. Nearby was an old tombstone. On it was written a few words in Latin. What does it mean again? What you are, I was. What I am, you will be. So then I jumped right there, right? Wait, are you serious? Wait, there has to be something else, right? Did I make it? I assume I made it, right? Game's over. Go home. But no, wait. Don't go home. Wait. The crisis happened, right? And then I went back on the day I was captured. And the person that got killed was me from the... But wait, if this timeline happens, that means the E point I just go straight up. I don't go to the side to the other one, right? I don't get it! My brain. Gollum. Peace out, bye. We'll never see that ending, by the way. We'll never see it. What the heck? This is so messed up. I have to go. Sorry for now. Okay, dogs. Goodbye. I'll try and tell you everything that happens. The finding a new destination. Alright. Yeah, it's way before. Headquarters, April. Oh, I see. This is where everything explodes, huh?
Today is April 13th, 2029, and this is the evening news.
Hold on, let me see the thing. There it is. I was here. I left. So now I'm here. And this is the 45 years. After that, I'll go back after being abducted.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I don't have any news to read.
All of our station's reporters have passed after contracting Radical 6. So have my... Excuse me. I've managed to keep us on the air until now. But I'm out of tricks. It's time for me to sign off. This concludes our broadcast day. I pray that someday our world can be cleansed of this horrible plague. Goodbye.
She killed herself on TV! For a moment, I just stared at the TV. The roar of the static seemed to fill the entire room until with a click it disappeared too. How would it disappear? Wait a minute. Had the power gone out? I heard footsteps behind me and turned around. You. Akane.
It looks like the first step was successful.
What the flip? You killed me!
Killed?
I guess technically you're going to kill me 45 years from now, but still!
Hey, no need to be rude about it.
Oh, come on! No need to be rude about it. You killed me!
I didn't kill you. I hit you with the butt of the knife. You're fine.
Wow, really? I'm okay?
Yes. You and Phi needed to experience a state of crisis.
Me and Phi?
That was the only way.
Wait, why Phi? Me?
Yes. I only told you about you, but we also needed Phi to jump.
Where is she?
Now, you know what happens next, right?
We go to the moon?
Correct. We will be leaving tomorrow, April 14th, 2029.
What happens to Phi?
We've nearly finished preparing your shuttle. Only a few last-minute checks and additions. You'll be traveling to Rhizome 9, along with 3 treatment pods.
There's Alice, Clover, and Phi? No, Phi is awake. Or Alice and Clover, right?
Yes.
What about the third one? Who's in there?
Phi. We put her into cold sleep 2 days ago. She appeared at our headquarters and volunteered to be frozen. That wasn't the Phi who jumped from Point C, though.
No?
It was Phi before she jumped from Point A to Point D.
So, she got here, and then kept going all the way here, and then jumped like this?
In other words, she was following the same path you are, and she still is.
Then that means that after you froze her, the Point C version of her jumped back into her body?
Yes. The Point C version of Phi is sleeping in that pod. She'll stay there for the next 45 years, sleeping in ice.
Then, when she gets to Point B, her consciousness will jump to the Point A, right?
Correct.
Huh. So that's why she didn't look old. So why don't you just stick me in one of those pods?
We can't do that.
Because I need to work on the project, right? Why not?
You haven't figured it out? You have to spend the next 45 years working on the AB project. After arriving at Rhizome 9, you must master genetic engineering and artificial intelligence programming, among other disciplines. Otherwise, you will be unable to create Kyle, Luna, and Lagomorph. And, of course, you will need to develop the chromatic doors and the bracelets. You will also be the person who summons Tenmyoji and Quark. Once you've completed all the preparations, then the project can actually begin.
Wait, so Tenmyoji and Quark knew that I was Zero?
January 25th, 2074. You will defrost Phi and carry her to the 3rd AB room. Once you've done that, the 22-year-old version of you from Point A will force you out, and you'll just go back 45 years to your own body on December 25th, 2028.
Just go back 45 years to your own body on December 25th, the day I got abducted. And then I change history. Do you really think I can keep the virus from getting out?
You have to. If you don't, billions of people will die. Only you and Phi can save them.
What about you? Aren't you an Esper too?
I can't do anything on my own. If this is going to work, I'll need your help.
She's older than she was in the first game, right? When was the first game happening? Was it like... How old is she at the moment? Wait, I mean from the first video game. So what do I need to do?
What do you mean?
Like, what specific actions do I need to take? When Phi and I jump to point A, what are we going to do then?
You'll both enter the Mars mission test site.
And after that?
I don't know.
What?
I'm sorry. I really don't know anything about what happens in there. We don't know how
Wait.
the Radical 6 escaped. We don't even know why it was there in the first place.
Do I have to play a notary game again? Aw, crap. Then we're screwed.
That's why we need your help. You have the ability to jump through time and across parallel worlds. We need you to figure out what happened in that test facility. Things will be difficult, and I'm sure you will find yourself in a great deal of danger. But I believe the two of you can overcome any obstacle.
Wait, how do you know it's so dangerous?
The 67-year-old version of you told me what happened.
Then why didn't I tell you how to solve it?
He wasn't able to stop the virus. So I suppose you could say you told me after you failed.
Wait, did I just told her? Wait a minute. Right now I'm here. So I just told her. So then I see. I'm gonna work 45 years and go back in time to try and stop it. But then this time I failed and then I just told her. Why didn't I tell her why I failed? What did I say?
That the test facility is full of traps. There was one point, a woman's life was in danger. You risked yourself for her sake, and lost your arms and your right eye.
Oh. My arms and my right eye. What the hell? Suddenly a low rumble shook the building. That's the explosions. What was that?
Go have a look.
I moved slowly to the window and peered outside. On the horizon, I could see a massive mushroom cloud climbing slowly toward the sky. Akane has never seen this though, correct? Would we really be able to change the curse of history? No, that was the wrong way to look at it. It couldn't be a question. I had to change history. We could save the world. I'm going to change history. I stared at the darkening sky above us and steeled myself. I would succeed. Okay, and then roll credits again. And then I spend 45 years. End or beginning, yeah, okay. Wait. Huh?
Where?
I see you've finally woken up, Kyle.
Kyle.
Ah, yes. Of course. You've only just woken up in this timeline.
Where are we?
It's only natural for some of your memories to be missing.
But I thought, wait, no, I thought I was supposed to go back. I lurched upright, jumped off the bed, and ran around to the other side of the partition. The mirror over the sink was covered with a film of dirt. I wiped it off with my sleeve and my reflection stared back at me. I see. There was no mistake. The reflection belonged to...
Kyle Climb. So, I'm Dr. Climb? Zero Senior's clone?
What? How do you know that? Shouldn't you still be suffering from amnesia?
An excellent question, one I didn't quite know the answer to myself. Am I at the wrong place? I knew who Kyle Clim was. In another history, he had been called K and had worn a suit of armor. He hadn't just worn the armor in that history, though. Apparently he'd worn it all his life. Yeah, this is the picture you were mentioning, right? Cal had been born and raised in this lunar installation, which seemed to be called Rhizome 9. Rather late in his life, Akane had appeared as a mother figure, and he had consequently grown very attached to her. I knew everything about him, but even though I knew it, I didn't feel it. Was I really Kyle Clim? Every time I looked in the mirror, I saw his face. The spitting image of Sigma Clim in his younger days. I looked down. There was Dio still handcuffed. I see. I turned back around to Luna.
What day is today?
January 27th, 2074.
What? How did I get here? I failed.
Today is the last day of the AB project. Akane has explained everything in the garden. And she drew a knife and attacked Phi. How long have I been asleep?
About 5 hours in real time. For them, it would have seemed like a little more than 2 hours.
So they still haven't been treated for their Radical 6?
No, they've all been given the antiviral. It just takes a while to have an effect.
I see. So the consciousness of the younger Sigma has gone back into the past. It should have happened right after Akane attacked Phi, right?
Yes.
But then if
Why
I'm
am
back
I
here...
The doctor carried you back here. You were in the pod in the garden.
No, I know that.
So the person you call the doctor is Sigma Klein, as inhabited by his age-appropriate consciousness.
Yes, but how do you know that?
Dio seems to have remained unconscious.
Yes, I've been administering Soparil whenever he gets restless.
I see.
What about the others?
They've all gone off to different areas. Tenmyoji and Quark, for instance.
Oh, right! Mr. Klein!
Yes. You can call me Sigma.
So the sleepyhead's finally up, huh?
What are you two doing here?
You don't know where we are?
This is the upper floor of the pressure exchange chamber. The real one.
Mm-hmm.
We were just about to get dressed and head out.
You plan to return them? To Earth, I mean.
Yeah.
Sigma told us where we could find the shuttle that brought us here. Well, guess he's not really the Sigma I knew anymore. He's Dr. Climb now, or Zero Senior, depending on how you look at it.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
You were looking for Akane. Where are you leaving?
Well, I'm just curious why you would choose to return to a devastated planet when you could stay here.
How's staying here gonna help? You aren't gonna say something idiotic about how we should wait here until Sigma changes the past, are you? You can't wait for something that's already happened.
Yeah. Their timeline is screwed.
Grammar doesn't work that way. Hell, nature doesn't work that way. You following me? We've already lived through history. Sigma failed to keep the virus from getting out. About 45 years ago, Radical 6 created a pandemic, and the antimatter reactors blew up. That all happened. Whatever Sigma does in the past, history's not gonna change. In fact, it's because of what he did, or didn't do in the past, that we've got this past and present.
Wow, I failed them.
Let me give you an example. Imagine a group of 100 motorcycles driving down an endless freeway. Eventually, they hit a junction. The road splits in two. One freeway continues off northwest, and the other stretches out to the northeast. So one guy, we'll call him S, pipes up. "Let's go northwest," he says. So they take the northwestern road. But about a mile past the intersection, something horrible happens. A semi driving the other way veers into their lane and plows through the bikers. 90 of them die. The surviving 10 are wounded, but survive. They don't stop, though. They keep riding down that highway, and eventually they'd gone 10,000 miles. Then suddenly, something happens that they couldn't have predicted. S, who had survived, suddenly has his consciousness thrown back in time. He ends up back in his own body just before they reach the junction. He remembers everything. So what does S do? What anybody would do. Let's go northeast. That means all 100 of the bikers survive to reach their destination, happy and healthy. And they all live happily ever after.
Except the
That's what you're
10.
thinking, right? It's a great outcome for the 100 bikers that went northeast. But what about the 10 that went northwest and survived the accident?
Huh? Wouldn't it be 9 people? I mean, S's mind went back in time, right?
Right. Okay, 9 people then. What happens to the reality?
Of course,
they
it
were
has to be
living?
9.
Does it just disappear when S changes the past? It's not as if it was only bad things that happened during that 10,000-mile trip. Maybe one of them fell in love with a woman working at a gas station they stopped at and had a child. Maybe one of them picked up a homeless kid who joined them on their adventure. That 10,000-mile journey would be full of stories, friendships, farewells, romances. The loss of those 90 lives is horrible and unfortunate. But what would rewriting their history mean? The 9 who survived lived full lives. How can it be right to just erase all that? The survivors overcame their own misery and loss and made the best they could of the hand they'd been dealt. Isn't that worth something? Isn't that the best thing that humans can aspire to? Is there really any point to a world where everything is happy? Are people who struggle for a better life just idiots? Being human is about fighting, even when it seems hopeless, and finding happiness, even in a world that hates it.
Yeah.
Are you saying that's worthless?
No.
If you're saying rewriting the past will erase all these other
After
timelines-
all his speech, I just go, well, actually, I was just talking about how you were looking for Akane and she's here, so... Not about, like, waiting for Sigma.
then whatever God wrote those rules can Look, I'm just not going to accept that, alright? You get it?
If Sigma changes the past, then you and Quark will never meet.
Is he right?
No, it's not going to happen. We're here right now. This is reality.
Yeah, for them. For me, they won't.
Even if Sigma does change
Or there's
the
a chance
past,
they don't.
we're not just going to disappear or something.
Yeah, all of these timelines where someone escaped, those people could not go back.
Oh, then that means we get to stay together? Good.
Thanks, kid.
I understand how you feel. Why you want to return to Earth is clear. You have lives there, I imagine. There are likely people waiting for you.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Have you already said goodbye to the others?
Bye, Luna, Alice, and Clover all saw us off. We told them we'd see him again someday, and then came here.
They were the only people you want to say goodbye to?
Well, no point saying anything to Dio.
Yeah.
Besides, he's asleep. You were asleep too.
Sorry, but we didn't really know much about you.
You have a point. Akane was in the armor in this timeline, after all. What about Sigma?
Well, he's not really Mr. Sigma anymore.
Yeah.
Of course. He is Dr. Klein now that his consciousness has returned.
Yeah, but more importantly, he's the guy who brought us all here.
But wait,
Not a lot
Clem
of warm feelings
is
there,
Sigma,
you know?
no?
And Akane?
Never mind her. She's just like him. Not the Akane I knew. She must have seen some pretty awful things over the years. Hell, she might not even be human anymore. But the Akane Kurashiki I know isn't here. She's not anywhere.
Alright. That was heavy.
In the end, Clover and I were just pawns. Pawns to be used and then gotten rid of. Still, it's not like we're completely resentful. We had to be here to help change the past. That part's easy to understand. But
Kinda sucks, though. I mean, Sigma and Phi have it easy.
They get to go back to December 25th in 2028. They'll stop the Radical Six and save the world, and then they'll have a nice, normal future to look forward to. In other words, they get to go back to Point E and just enjoy history like it was supposed to happen.
So this is a guilt
We
trip, isn't it? They're like, look, everyone is having a miserable life here.
We're stuck with Point C as our starting point.
You told us about Tenmyoji's story, right? The one with the motorcycles? It would be like if Alice and I were kidnapped right before the intersection. Then whoever grabbed us takes us to wherever the bikers are going, 10,000 miles to the northwest.
Don't get us wrong. We know why we had to be here. Without us, S's consciousness wouldn't have been able to go back to right before the intersection.
If that couldn't happen, then the fate of those 90 dead bikers would be sealed. But
it's still not the best situation for those of us left in the Northwest. We're stuck in the reality where the 90 bikers died.
Welcome back, Steven. I don't know if that was a long time ago. Okay, what happened? Basically, I went back in the past. It was Akane, right? Oh, I don't know if you saw that, actually. I got stabbed, sort of, by Akane, but it was the blunt, or the handle. She just wanted to create a crisis, so I went back in time with the young Akane at the explosion. I'll just pull up the graphic. It'll be a little simpler. Okay, so what happened is I was here, then I went back here at the explosion. And then they skipped the 45 years, and now I'm over here as the clone. I'm not sure what's going on, but basically I met Tenmyoji and Quark. They've told us that they're going back to Earth, and I was like, why are you doing that? And he's like, well, we can't wait for Sigma to change the past because in our timeline it already happened, so we're stuck here. So basically they're like probably showing everyone and saying like, see how it sucks for them? So yeah.
are we just supposed to go live on Earth? It's a wasteland now. And what about our friends and families? We left a whole world behind 45 years ago.
Even if it is for the greater good?
It just doesn't seem fair, does it?
Yeah, it's a little bit much.
So we went and talked to the old lady.
She told us that there is
The old
one
lady.
way.
She's not gonna call her Akane.
One way we could get back to the past.
Let's say you do go back to the past. Wouldn't that cause your minds to get thrown back here? That seemed to be how Sigma and Phi's jumps worked, at least.
Yes, you're right.
But this is different.
Different? How so?
From what she said, it sounds like there's a way we can send our bodies back in time, too.
Oh.
It's ridiculous. It would create a paradox. How could you have two Clovers and two Alices at the same time?
But that wouldn't happen.
Akane says there's a way around that.
How on earth
This
does
is
she
weird.
plan to
Yeah,
do that?
it's super weird.
Schrodinger's
cat.
They're in pods, so if their body gets sent back, as long as we don't open the pod, we don't know if they're there or not. Is that what they're saying? They're not going to explain it. Okay.
Oh, hey, Kyle. Figured you'd come here eventually.
Where's Dr. Klein? Luna said you were with him.
He said he was tired, so he's off resting right now. There's a bedroom at the end of the hallway. He's in there if you're curious. Oh, right. He told me to turn on this hologram projector thing when you showed up. Want me to start it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Wait, that's not me. Am I Kyle? I don't know.
There isn't anything in particular that I have to tell you. However, I imagine there are a great number of things weighing
So is that
on
me?
your
That's me, right? Wait, am I talking to myself? Is my consciousness talking to my own consciousness? Or is Kyle's consciousness someone else? He has a voice, but the doctor also has a voice. Usually my character doesn't have a voice actor. I don't get it.
I'd love to answer all of your questions, but unfortunately, my circumstances make that an impossibility.
How?
I hope you can forgive me. Everything I know.
That's Sigma for sure, but I don't know about Kyle. Yeah.
I have instructed her to answer any questions anyone might have. Anyone other than Kyle, that is.
Oh, come on.
What does he mean, other than Kyle?
Who knows? Is there anything you want to ask?
Right, well,
Even if I ask, you're gonna tell me you can't answer.
I guess I may as well cut to the chase. Just who are you, Phi?
I'm not Superman, that's for sure. And I'm not Batman or Spider-Man or Aquaman or a Merman or a Wolfman.
Nice.
I'm not a
She said that
Brahmin
before,
or
right?
Kamen or Ramen. I'm not a Cayman either, so you really don't need to worry about anything.
Please don't dodge the question. About 5 hours ago, Akane attacked you with a knife. That triggered something which sent your mind back to the past, correct? Specifically, you were sent to Point D, April 13th, 2029. On that date, your body was already in Akane's custody. Although by then you were in cold sleep. You wouldn't have regained consciousness, but your mind was now inhabiting that body.
Yes, and then she slept until she woke up. In
That
the
pod was your home for
Correct.
45 years. You slept there, frozen, until the time was right. Then on January 25th, 2074, you were finally thawed out, even though you didn't wake up. Still unconscious, you were carried to the AB room. That was when your consciousness changed bodies again. A version of you from December 25th, 2028 arrived, pushing you out and sending you back to December 25th, 2028. This is when you finally woke up. In 2028, you found and joined forces with Sigma, whose older mind was inhabiting his younger body.
Wait, what date? I see. At the... Okay.
Together, you attempted to infiltrate the Mars mission test facility. Fortunately, your plan failed. The Radical Six did escape on New Year's Eve. That failure determined the path you followed. Instead of going along the line that branches out to the right from Point E, you headed straight to Point D. Point D being April 13th of the following year. That was the day that you made your way to Akane's hideout and asked to be put into one of the treatment pods. Another consciousness enters your body around that time from the future. It is, of course, the version of you that left your body when Akane attacked
This
you
is
in the
so
garden.
confusing. There's so many versions of
This caused the two
each
versions
other's...
of you to swap places, and you moved 45 years into the future,
both of us?
where you woke up on the garden floor.
My brain is fried. I'm sorry, guys.
That put you on the line that comes here. So if we discount the time you spent in cold sleep, for you, only 3.5 months have passed since that happened. That being when you were sent back into the past from the garden. Have I missed anything?
No, everything you talked about you got right.
Well, what do you mean by that?
I'm kind of an unknown variable in this equation. You could think of me as a kind of X factor. It's taken me the last 3.5 months to understand it.
I haven't understood anything in the last 3.5 seconds. Could you please explain?
It's kind of like
Damn,
the
Tal's
relationship
pretty
between
funny.
classical mechanics and modern physics. Strictly speaking, you can't combine velocities with v1 plus v2. v1 plus v2 divided by 1 plus v1 times v2 over c squared is the actual equation. Of course, the sort of
Yes, of
velocities
course.
we encounter in day-to-day life don't come close to being c squared, which is the speed of light squared. That means that 1 plus v1 times v2 divided by c squared is usually going to evaluate to something pretty close to 1. Since that would mean
Yes.
dividing by 1, it's usually okay to just skip that step and use v1 plus v2. You see what I'm saying?
No.
In most situations, it works.
I tried!
Even if it
I'm
isn't
sorry.
technically correct. So you knew enough to get the stuff you were talking about right. As long as you stick to that, you won't run into any problems.
I don't quite understand. In fact, I feel like you're dodging my questions.
So was that what you wanted to ask about?
No. What I really want to know is what happened between Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2028. You and Sigma infiltrated the Mars mission test site, didn't you?
Yes.
What happened there? How did Sigma lose his eye and both his arms? And why was Radical 6 in there in the first place? What could a deadly virus have to do with the simulated
gonna
mission to
see it?
space?
Sorry, but I can't tell you that.
So we're gonna see it.
Why?
Because it would change history.
For the better, wouldn't it?
There is a history where the virus didn't escape. That's the line that goes to the right of Point E. In that timeline, humanity isn't heading for annihilation, and Earth isn't red. The future is much brighter. But if I tell you what you're asking me right now, then that reality will disappear.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
I don't.
I do.
Why would all of that disappear if you told me what I want to know?
Because if she didn't tell me the first time and I'm here right now, what? If I'm here right now, I can't come back.
You're about to go back to the past, right?
Am I? There's a jump here to here that I did not. That it's not written.
Past? Don't be silly. I can't do that.
And where the hell did you learn all this stuff? I just listened to you tell me a bunch of things you shouldn't have known about. You were sleeping in the pod in the garden. You just woke up. So how can you know all this? You know my past. Sigma's past.
Oh, I thought I passed out right there.
I shall give you your answer. You are not Kyle Klein.
No, I'm Sigma.
Your body is Kyle's, but your consciousness is not. Think about it. Do you really believe you're Kyle? Or could you be someone else entirely?
Then, where is the real Kyle's consciousness?
He doesn't have one, it's a clone.
He was thrown out when you entered. Right now, in a manner of speaking, he has arrived at December 25th, 2028. His consciousness has gone into a body from that time.
So Kyle has a consciousness of his own that's different from Sigma, and they're both jumping, or no?
I doubt you know how much the Doctor loves Kyle. He raised him on his own. Kyle is irreplaceable.
Wait, Kyle is K.
Do you really think he would go back
Sometimes.
to the past and leave Kyle behind here?
The K I know.
What I told
the K I hung out with is Kyle.
That Kyle was Dr. Klein's spare, but that was not his only purpose. Kyle's consciousness
Why is she talking so slowly?
is integral to what we are trying to accomplish. This new mission begins on Christmas and ends on New Year's Eve 2028. Its purpose will be to infiltrate the test facility and prevent the spread of the virus. For this to happen, Kyle is absolutely necessary.
And that is why he created him?
Yes.
So now that my consciousness has entered his body, the Doctor has achieved his objective. Kyle has gone back to 2028 to participate in his mission.
Correct.
So this guy
One
is
thing that
screwed.
troubles me. Kyle was created before reaching Point B from Point D. That means his body did not exist on Christmas in 2028. Does that mean he has entered my body? Have we just switched places?
I suppose you could put it that way, yes.
That's ridiculous. But what's going to happen to me? You're telling me I have to spend the rest of my life here in this box, living in a borrowed body?
No, not at all. You can travel freely through time and space. You are an uncontrolled variable that entered our closed system. As such,
If
the
you realize
rules
my
of this world do
Kyle
not
is Troy
apply
Baker, by
to
the way.
you.
Who is that? What voices does he make?
I have no idea what...
Please don't try to play dumb. I know what you are. Surely you must know by now, too. You are about to go into the past and save the world. Phi and Sigma, even with all of his future knowledge, will need your help. Only you can right the horrible wrongs of our past. Only you can save the world.
There's no way I...
Yes, there is. You have to. Don't you want to know the truth? Don't you want to know what happened in between Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2028?
Well, yes, I do,
but...
Then you must believe. Reality is shaped by what we believe reality should be. If observation can change the motion of a particle, then how is it odd to think that human thought can shape reality? Your will can change history. The world will be reshaped into the one you imagine.
Ah, boy.
Remember what I've told you. Only you can change history. Only you can save the world.
Okay, so now if I go back as Sigma, I need to meet Phi, and then I need to meet Kyle? Alternative end? What? I'm confused. Where am I going now? Oh, Akane's ending? Akane? Wait, am I done? Is it over? You're done now, just secret files left. Oh, really? Wait, so we don't know what happens in the other facility? That was the other facility. What the fuck? Why would you know? But Sigma knows, right? Like, why was I Kyle there? Like, after these 45 years, I'm supposed to go back. But, like, they skip these 45 years and then show me here. And here, I'm not Sigma anymore. I'm Kyle. Right? I'm confused. I'm so confused. Okay. That epilogue is not entirely canon. I see. Oh, it's an alternative. The canon one is young Akane. It's this one, correct? Right. The other one is alternative. I see. Summarize the game and make it a little more happy than ending the game with the world ending. I see. Yeah, that does make sense. But is it that much more happy? It's an extra epilogue added because of the earthquake in Japan. Oh. Oh, that makes sense. Sort of. Alright, let's read those we haven't read yet. Because, yeah, I was cheating. I didn't know about it. I didn't know about it! Gotta play the other game. Is the other game related? I mean, it has to be related, right? It's just because it's not in the bundle I bought. I do have it, though. I do have it. Zero Escape Time Dilemma, right? No, wait. Zero Escape, Zero Time Dilemma. Maybe play it to find out, yeah. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna read these secret files, then I'll end my stream. Then Monday we're gonna have the stream where it's just like free for all. So I'm gonna play Yu-Gi-Oh against you and SISM, Sivian, and Alluring Turtle because he wanted to play too. And then I'm gonna play Rocket League with Captain Inane, who said he could be there Monday and Tuesday. And then we'll see how longer we have. We'll probably have a lot of time, huh? Like, how long is a Yu-Gi-Oh duel? It can't be that long, can it? Like, I mean, except if you play like a cheese deck. Please don't, guys, don't play those decks, please. Like the ones where you force your opponent to empty his deck, or uh the what's it called? Depends on how good and lucky you are. Depends on how stally the deck is. Yeah. I've I've built 3 different decks that I'm gonna use, like one in each game, and none of them are like stally. If that makes sense. They're all like pretty normal, I guess. Classy. Classy? No, wait, classic. Yeah. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it's not fun to play against those. Maybe. I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I don't really know that much about Yu-Gi-Oh. So yeah, I just whatever. Okay. So yeah, that's gonna be on Monday. Tuesday, we're gonna play XCOM 2 War of the Chosen, I think that it's called. Can never make Stally deck because the cards in the band. Oh, really? Is so there's one card that's you have to pay 100 life points every turn, every standby phase, I think. And monsters with an attack higher or 1,500 higher, 1,500 or higher can't attack. And I remember in the game I had just play with Master Rule 3 and no ban list. What is that? So we can play with retro deck lists. I don't know what that is. Can you do that on the website? Because there are a couple cards that I was like, wait, this is banned? Like Heavy Storm was banned. I was like, what? There's Giant Trunade. I think Premature Burial is also banned, right? Yeah, a lot of cards that I used to play with were banned. I was like, what? And how is Mirror Force not banned? Like, out of all of these cards, how is Mirror Force, or not even restricted? I could put 3 Mirror Forces in my deck? I was like, what? What is this? Master Rule 3 is the old rule set. The new Master Rule is for links, which forces you to link summon in order to summon other ED cards. What does ED stand for? Also, what is link summon? I don't know anything. I watched some videos on YouTube. I've been watching some videos on YouTube about the Yu-Gi-Oh dub. Damn, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. I'm not planning on using link summons, so don't even use them. Mirror Force used to be limited, but modern Yu-Gi-Oh is so fast and powerful, they don't care about those kinds of cards. Oh, that makes sense. Link summon is a whole new mechanic. Don't worry about it, Taco. Yeah, I talked to Turtle about if he wanted to play, because I know Turtle used to be a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh, and he was like, I mean, sure, but are we using synchro summons? And I was like, no, we're not using synchro summons. I'm just using like a Yu-Gi-Oh GX deck. And he was like, okay, cool, because I have no clue how that works. And synchro summons, like back at the time, right? It changed the game so much. Like, I don't know if another mechanic came in to change the game that much, but yeah, like tuner monsters and stuff like that. That was crazy. That was crazy. Plan to use every summon except Link Summon. So, Pendulum. Synchros were great. I played with synchros a little bit. Yeah. I played, there was a Yu-Gi-Oh game on the Xbox 360. It was pretty bad, not gonna lie. It was pretty bad. there was no story. All you could do was tournaments against random NPCs, or the NPCs were like characters from the show. Sometimes, if you got like far enough. But yeah, I'm interested in Yu-Gi-Oh! Faded between 2004 2008 or so, but synchros made me have fun again. I see. I came in late. I came in. GX was not out yet, I believe. Was it out? No, it was out. Crystal Beasts just came out. So GX must have been out. Pendulum user Taco. Pendulum needs to be stacked with other summons, or my only strategy is going to be overwhelm the opponent through sheer force. Really? No, 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 no. Wait. Is Turtle here? Oh, whatever, 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 whatever. That's how I play, though. Yeah, I think that's how I play. Overwhelm the opponent through sheer force. Yeah. Because it's either that or, well, I mean, there's cool effects, right? Like, flip, what are they called? The monsters the main character from GX uses. Heroes, man, elemental heroes, right? They're pretty weak. Like, just attack, right? Like, in terms of numbers, their attack power is pretty weak. Wait, no, some of them have, or is that, no, I think the Neos ones have like some 4 stars with 1,900, right? Taco Pendulum summons is just summoning multiple monsters. It's not making stronger monsters with your other monsters. It's quite literally quantity over quality. I see. I see. I think I have a Yu-Gi-Oh game on my Steam that has Pendulum monsters. I'll check it out during the weekend. But yeah, I like the switch between the first generation and the second one, like GX and the original one. Because in the original one, I remember I had a game, right? And all you did was like pick the highest attack points of the 4-star monsters, and then good traps, and then good sack monsters. Tribute monsters, yeah. Hence why I need other summons such as XYZ Synchro Fusion. I see. I'm gonna be using fusions, yeah. But yeah, like I remember the coolest combos I had in like my game of the first generation thing was like some cards that fit with the Dark Magician, some cards that fit with the Blue Eyes White Dragon that were not even that good. Or like field spells. I'm pretty sure that was it. But yeah. I think it was kind of hard to make like a deck around a specific card. The only decks I made for this are from 2008, 2009 to fit the era, but I can make newer ones too. I mean, I'm gonna be using GX decks. Like they're already done. So yeah. I'm not gonna be using Synchro nor XYZ. I don't know the other ones. Pendulum, and Link, Summon, right? Is there a fifth one? Synchro, and then it was XYZ. No, wait, and then it was Pendulum? No, then it was XYZ, then it was Pendulum. Right? Then Link now? The skateboard? Watch as I fail. For some reason, whenever I face an opponent, whenever someone is watching, I legit get the worst bad luck and lose in like 2 turns. If that happens, we'll just redo it. I feel like if it's just bad luck, right? If the duel lasts like less than 5 turns, it's like, okay, well, let's redo. XYZ is pronounced XZs? Like Xseed? XZs? What? But where's the Y? XZs. Well, where'd the Y go? There's a Y! This doesn't make sense. But yeah, I won't be using this. I'll only be using fusions. No rituals. Yeah, I was never a fan of ritual monsters. I don't know. It's only pronounced like that in the English version. XZs. I used to watch Yu-Gi-Oh in English, so. Okay. You guys have to see. You guys have to look up on YouTube the English dub of Amber Mammoth. It's so funny. It's so funny. I think the funniest thing is when I watched that show when I was younger, I did not like think anything was abnormal about this. Oh boy. That's how you pronounce the summoning in Japanese as well, really? Zeal? You're thinking of the name of the series with XYZ summoning? What? Okay, wait, let me read these secret files. Okay. Let's read these secret files. The golem is an anthropomorphic creature from Jewish folklore. Golems are made from clay and will obey any orders given to them by their creators without question, although they tend to take instructions very literally. A golem is created by performing a holy ritual, then kneading the clay into the shape of a person, chanting a spell, and writing a Hebrew word, emet, truth, on the golem's forehead. Erasing the E changes the word to met, which is Hebrew for death. Doing this deactivates the golem. This is going to happen a lot. I mean, after tonight, my brain is all messed up. Not gonna lie. I'm like crazy. One of the golems found in the Nonary game facility. He is. Oh wait, is this golem? Yeah. Okay. He is discovered lying on the maintenance table in the Golem Bay. His product ID is GTMCM Golem. He asked to be referred to by the last bit, which is, of course, Golem. Much to his surprise, it ends up being pronounced like Golem anyway. On a side note, GTMCM Golem stands for Golem Type Male Cockney Model Number Golem. Nice. I see. This is indeed Luna. I did not notice. The Chinese room is a thought experiment developed by American philosopher John Searle to contest some of the ideas about artificial intelligence. The experiment itself is explained in more depth in the game, but the general idea behind it is to pose the question, do intelligent responses indicate actual understanding? Searle contests that a computer could be programmed to respond intelligently in conversation with humans, so much so that it would seem to be human itself, but that it would not necessarily or perhaps could not actually understand what it was saying. Of course, this raises the question, how can we know that human minds are not, in essence, Chinese rooms? Can we really say that we understand the things we say, or are we just simulating understanding? I actually can relate to that. I tried programming an AI, and it's super easy in a chatbot to be like, if he says that, then say that. And that's that, you know? Like if he types hello, then type hello. If he types how's it going, put a random there and either say it's going well or it's going bad. And it feels real somewhat. Like, you know, you could put like a lot more answers, but is it really an AI? Like it's not intelligent. Know what I mean? Like it doesn't know what it's saying. It doesn't know what to pick as an answer. It just looks at the word, and then if this word is there in the sentence that is said to him, then he goes to check his database for proper answers. So unless the machine actually works or actually learns how to talk, it's kind of lame. Yeah. The Turing test is designed to gauge computers' ability to exhibit intelligent behavior, first developed by British mathematician Alan Turing, yes. The test has 3 participants, a human judge, a human subject, and a machine. The judge engages in a conversation with the human and the machine, and if the judge cannot determine who is the machine and who is the human, the machine is considered to have passed the Turing test. When Phi mentions that perhaps she and her companions have been captured to perform a test, she is referring to the Turing test. Here are some more rules. Not voting is not an option. Yeah, okay. Acronym for General Purpose Autonomous Labor Electronic Machine. Golems are robots developed and sold by an American corporation called Hephaestus Systems. Some of the units in this facility, however, have had their software significantly enhanced by Zero Senior. So me. The word most likely to have other humans consider you as human is poop. Wait, the word most likely to have other humans consider you as human is poop? Is it? I heard there was a thing of like going through your family branches, like the son of my mom's name is this, and then you ask like what's the name of my brother? And then if he doesn't know because you didn't tell him his brother, then yeah. That's what I heard. A portion of them have been also given has also been given ABT created by Zero Senior. Incidentally, ABT is short for artificial biological tissue. The gist of Golem's somewhat rambling explanation is that the center of thought he doesn't necessarily have to reside in the body. In the case of Golem, the self clearly resided in the mainframe and operated the body remotely. Since a self-aware robot could exit this way, he theorized, what would prevent humans from doing the same? If humans are actually being controlled by an outside force, then is there actually any such thing as free will? Cooked food. What? Twice cooked pork is Sichuan dish. It is made by pan-frying pork, cabbage, bell peppers, and green onions with Dubanjiang or Tianmianjiang for flavor. Paella, a Spanish dish where one cooks rice, meat, seafood, and vegetables in a shallow pot, seasoned with saffron. Nasi goreng, an Indonesian dish made with pan-fried rice seasoned with, again, sambal, kecap manis, and terasi. I don't know what that is. Schnitzel, a German dish, is made by mixing together meat, flour, eggs, and breadcrumbs, then frying the mixture in butter or lard. Yukgaijang, a Korean dish. The process involves stewing beef, vegetables, and... Okay, this is, like, cool and all, but is there anything related to the story in this? Thai chef's pasta. Whatever the chef feels like making. Sometimes you don't know what it is until you take a bite. Sometimes you don't even know then. Interesting. Yeah, okay. There's 0 sentences. Okay. Free the Soul, an emerging religious organization with a rapidly growing membership. Some figures claimed their congregation numbers over 1 million in countries across the world. Originally, the organization called itself Free the Soul of Y, but later dropped of Y to become simply Free the Soul. Wait, why was there of Y? The founder of the religion is known only as Brother, and his true identity is a mystery. Only a small number of the highest-ranking members have ever seen him. The doctrine of Free the Soul demands that its adherents separate themselves from the world, free themselves of lust, and release their souls from their physical bodies, so that they can be purified. Its followers believe that they will be born again as a new race, and that the world will be transformed into a place of equality, with no conflict or poverty. Considering how a peaceful world of equality with no conflict or poverty usually plays out in the movies, they seem like a pretty scary group of people. Free the Soul is a powerful new religious order dedicated to establishing a new world Order and the Myrmidons are their elite frontline soldiers in that secret war. The general public knows nothing about the Myrmidons, but their actions have put them on watch lists of intelligence communities across the globe. Rumors say that all Myrmidons have the same face, suggesting that they may all be clones of a single person. No one knows where this rumor comes from exactly, but I can tell you that it's a very credible source. The founder of Free the Soul, although he prefers not to be referred as such. Oh wait, who, brother? As a child, he had a younger brother whom he was very fond of. Unfortunately, the worst happened and the younger brother was murdered. Rage and despair filled brother, and for 9 days and 9 nights he was consumed by his own misery. On the morning of the 10th day, however, he had a revelation. Mankind was rife with base desires and needed to be purified so that a new world could come into being. God had spoken to Brother and given him a mission. Brother dedicated his life to realizing that mission, and at the age of 26 he established Free the Soul of Y. He claims that Y is a symbol for miracles. Bracelet. Here's some information that isn't revealed in the game, Pog. The bracelet put on the left wrists of the 9 participants in the Embidex game has an important feature that's never mentioned. As soon as it's put on, a needle on the underside activates and inserts itself in the wearer. That doesn't necessarily mean that it injects a drug, only that it activates and pierces the skin. Maybe there's something on the needle, or maybe there isn't. All that's certain is that when someone puts on the bracelet, they get poked. They get poked, so they get injected Radical 6, right? For and for B, there's 2 stories. The A and B supposedly stands for above and below. There's a rumor that the floors were actually named after a particular Swedish pop rock group from the 70s, but everyone involved in this project has insisted that that is a vile and hurtful lie. I don't know what group they're talking about. Okay, yeah, this was said in the game about Radical 6 slowing down. Those infected eventually develop... Yeah, the committing a suicide one. Suggests that a targeted antiviral could kill or at least disable Radical 6, but thus far I've been unable to develop one. Yeah, okay, we saw that. Jumpy doll. Sounds like someone named a doll Jumpy, but why? Secret of Quark's hat, Poggers! Okay. Don't you think his hat looks kind of weird? There's that huge band that just wraps around his head. Is he hiding a pair of Ferengi ears? I don't know what Ferengi is. Or maybe he's just a young Lobot. I don't know what that is either. Well, this is just between you and me, but he's got missiles in there. The sides of the hat are hiding those pods like you see on helicopters or SAM sites. I don't know what that is. Except these missiles are tiny, and when he gets in trouble, both sides of the hat open up and they just fly out all at once. Like, psh, just kidding, actually, he keeps snacks in there. Does he really? I've been wondering about that hat. Yeah, me too. But they just joked around with it. Antiviral medication made to counteract Radical 6. More specifically, it's an antibody with a natural resistance to the virus. It was found and extracted from an individual in 2038, and then replicated using the IG replicator. Lexelivir injection is the only known way to fight off a Radical 6 infection. That would have been a huge spoiler if I had read that. Treatment pod, yeah, we've seen that, right? What an incredible machine. It's not that incredible. It can't cure Radical 6, you say? Yes, well, don't worry. It has a function called cold sleep that freezes the entire body. That way, even if the disease you have can be cured, you can be frozen until a cure is found. There are generally 2 types of cold sleep. The first type involves lowering your internal body temperature. This reduces your basal metabolic rate and induces a state similar to hibernation. In other words, your body is still actively functioning, just very slow. The other sort of cold sleep is the one in this game. This involves freezing your body to essentially lock it in whatever state it was in. Until recently, this was impossible because the expansion and crystallization that took place during the freezing process irrevocably damaged human tissue. In the world where this game takes place, however, CES technology has overcome this hurdle and made cryonics a reality. the resuscitation rate is nearly 100%. In fact, you'd be much more likely to die in a plane crash, which means that freezing yourself to visit the future is safer than flying from Tokyo to Milan. Wow, I suck at this. Whatever. I'll pick it up later. CAS stands for Cell Alive Systems. System. It allows organic tissue to be safely and non-destructively frozen. In this game, CAS is used to put people in cool sleep. It super cools the subject with a magnetic field and causes them to freeze almost instantly, preventing crystallization. In real life, the problem comes when you try to thaw something out, which also must be done instantly. In this game, however, the technological magic of the treatment pod makes returning from cold sleep possible. The past Tsunonori game, yeah, we actually know about these. Vector just as the children had been, but this time H was not in charge of the game. Clover was a participant in both games, and now she finds herself playing the Nonary game yet again. Esper Resonance, yeah, it's the morphogenetic field. By being close to proximity to espers, assuming they are the strongest. Strongest signal will absorb any of the weak ones nearby and use them to amplify its own strength, so like the waves. Wait, I'm a stronger Esper than Clover, which is why she could not contact Snake, right? Not because Snake is dead, right? Right? Okay, we got it. Notary Veteran. Real name Light. Santa, arrogant, uncooperative young man. Clover is still Clover. Just younger and with a jacket. What happened to her jacket? The hero of the 9 hours, yeah. Junpei's childhood friend. Real name Akane Kuroshiki. Amnesic detective. Notice attractive programmer has 2 daughters. Kubota, skittish man, gets blown up. Nice. Neostigmine, the type of carbamate compound which acts as a reversible VAT inhibitor, exciting the para-VAT nerve. This allows it to counteract the effects of the muscle relaxant tuberculin. It can be delivered with an injection gun like the one you see here. So, 3 left. Memento Mori. It appears to have been written in some sort of weird paint. Memento Mori is a Latin phrase that translates roughly to remember death/mortality. Nineth clearly refers to ninth, but seems to have been spelled wrong, likely on purpose. Why? Perhaps it's an anagram like the words on the wall in the floor A warehouse. If it is, what does this one mean? Hourglass. Is actually a 4-second timer. It doesn't have much practical use except maybe for really impatient people. If you're at a restaurant waiting for your food to come out, for instance. Hey, how long are you going to make me wait? I've already flipped this hourglass 100 times. Technically, 100 times would only be 400 seconds, which is 6 minutes and 40 seconds, but saying 100 times is much more dramatic, and therefore much more likely to get a desirable response from the waitstaff. Yes, of course. They're a measure of how much of a gentleman you are. Somewhere deep in the United Kingdom is an organization that tracks all gentlemen, determining their caliber based off an ancient and Byzantine, I don't know how to pronounce that, collection of rules and guidelines. Every year during the spring, a representative of this organization conducts a cursory investigation of each member's behavior, or at least appears to, and then awards general points based on what they saw. The following formula is used. Old ladies escorted across the streets, times TOFATs owned, okay, times puzzles solved, times money given to gentleman tracking organization equals total general points. So, if you don't solve any puzzles, your general points is 0. Feels bad, yeah. A knife. Nice. Several of the hallways on floor B use special locks indicated on the map by arrows. On the far side of each arrow is a lever. Pulling these levers will unlock the locks. Once this had been done, you can explore the entire area at your leisure. Principle of causality. The law of cause and effect. Ishlate. Wait, what is Ishlate? You mean it is late. Indeed, it is late. As soon as I'm done with those secrets, I'm out. I actually have 3 hours of sleep in my body, so nice. Yeah, mistakes were made. Uh, Specifically that a cause must precede every effect. In the quantum level, however, things aren't quite as immutable. The principle of quantum superposition holds that any physical system, such as an electron, exists. Jeez Louise, man, this is so, like, scientific. Are you guys interested by this? Are you guys interested by this? Perhaps, wait, one of the interesting implications of this is that, in a sense, you are influencing the past. By observing a system, you are defining the cause of an effect you witness and, in a way, altering the past. Normally, I would comment here that the quantum level is where shiz gets real, but given the nature of this phenomenon, it seems like it would be more accurate to say that the quantum level is where shiz gets unreal. Okay, I don't get it. Knox's 10th Commandment. For writing a mystery novel, the criminal must be mentioned early on, I agree. All supernatural or preternatural agencies are ruled out, yes, I agree. No more than one secret room or passage. Okay. No hitherto undiscovered poisons may be used, nor any appliance which will need a long scientific explanation. No one with extrasensory perception or similar powers can appear. What about espers in this game, dude? No accident must ever help the detective, nor must he ever have an unaccountable intuition which proves to be right. The detective must not commit the crime. But we're zero, though. Also, Danganronpa, hello. The detective must declare any clues he may discover. The stupid friend of the detective, the Watson, must conceal nothing from the reader. Twin brothers and doubles generally must not appear unannounced. Yeah. Okay, yeah, the 3 cards. Yeah, I do know what a slingshot is. Can be used as a necklace, but is not recommended, indeed. The purpose of this is to show that they broke every rule, but none of them ever felt like BS because there was ample foreshadowing, yeah. Wait, let me see again. The criminal must be mentioned early on. That's true though, right? Wait, who's the criminal? Is it me? Or is it brother? Or is it Dio? Supernatural agencies are ruled out. I don't know. You? Okay. By the power of foreshadow, yeah. I see. A long scientific explanation. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Like, there's long scientific explanation all over the game. The test site in question was for a simulated manned mission to Mars held in the Nevada desert. On New Year's Eve 2028, the audio logs from the simulation contain a woman's voice, assumed to be one of the test subjects, saying the following. 6 of us are dead. Counting myself, there are only 3 left. I guess you could say I killed them. No, that's not quite right. Not just them, not just these 6. All of them. All 6 billion. Is that Phi? Please tell me it's not Phi. Most evidence seems to suggest that this was the beginning of the Radical 6 outbreak and that the Nevada facility was the epicenter of that pandemic. What is it? Termite. Okay, well, that's right. Even though they're sometimes called white ants, termites aren't even the same family as ants. They're in the cockroach family instead. So king crabs are the hermit crab order, and the remora is in the... yeah, I don't know what that is. Have a nice trouble tragedy trust. Conjunction, a term used in positional astronomy. Put simply, it means that 2 celestial bodies appear near one another in the sky. When used in the context of our solar system, it often refers to a position where a given celestial body is aligned with the sun. For example, when Mars is on the opposite side of the sun. Okay, yeah. Okay. When they are hidden on the other side of the sun, this is referred to as superior conjunction. When they are lined up on the near side of the sun, this is called inferior conjunction. Tenmyoji's picture. Aw, I thought the text would go away and I could draw a mustache. Rip. This is the photograph that Tenmyoji was holding. The subject is a girl named Akane Kuroshiki. Akane was one of the people who appeared in this game's sister title. Yeah. This picture was taken 9 years before then, when she was 12. Look at the left side of the picture. If you look closely, it almost looks like there's a man grinning in the background. You see him? Don't worry. It seems a little strange. A spirit medium has told us that the person in this picture is a guardian spirit who's looking after her. He must have shown up here because he'd heard what sort of destiny she had in store and decided to see how she was doing. Nice. Last one. Oh yeah, the dimension thing. It's also the name of a ski resort for miniature cows. Really? Really? Lagomorph? Scientific name for the order to which the rabbits belong, and 03's actual name. Nice picture. When they were split up at the red, blue, and green chromatic doors, then Myoji told Alice that there was something he had to tell her. That something was, of course, his identity, that he already knew all about Alice and Ice 9, and not because he'd heard about it from Clover. I see. After the second round of the AB game, after going through the purple and green doors, Clover, as a solo, was heard to say the following to Tenmyoji, her opponent. What the heck did you mean with all that? It's not fair. If you're telling the truth, then So what had Tenmyoji said to her? The same thing he'd meant to say to Alice, of course. He told her who he was. That simple fact shook Clover's resolve and made her vote ally. It probably hadn't been his original intention to betray her, but after thinking about Quark's safety, he'd probably felt he had no choice and picked betray. A stand for after and B before, yeah, okay. The mystery of Phi. So who was Phi? There was a few clues scattered throughout the story, but nothing conclusive. Perhaps the truth will be revealed at the Nevada test site. Is that the third game? Deactivation password. Here's a little something more about the bomb deactivation passwords. Those passwords, they aren't just gibberish. There's something hidden in each one. I can only give you one hint. +1. Good luck. Huh? There's a lot more to the story, but I think we'll stop the Secret Archives here. Thank you for playing, and we hope you enjoyed the game. Wait, what are the passwords? What do they mean? BQZRGJ. I had it right the first time. DXR. +1. Huh, I don't know. Maybe if I have, translate them to numbers, then it'll make sense. That sounds like a lot of work, and right now I'm freaking tired. Flip this, man. Alrighty. Well, that is that, folks. It's over. The game's actually over.